Okay, now we're gonna go back over here to YouTube, to the Firefox symbol. Click on that window, and then create, go live, and then you click on that. That's the one we created. Wow.
Okay, and then what do I do?
Click it.
Yeah.
Um, like click on it. Hold on.
I'll double click.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
click.
Okay.
Oh, your mouse should be setting up
Awesome possum.
to go in live to
Yep, there we
us.
go. What is smoking canna family? It is your host Dustin with two buds in a jar, and we are back, canna family. Sorry about that. Our camera died, but me and Harry remembered there's an extra battery for it. So now we got a full battery, so now we can live stream. We apologize about that, but we are back. So with that being said, Canna family, we're going to go over the videos, like I said, that we completely detested doing just due to certain aspects. We just didn't like doing the videos. So that's what we're starting this broadcast with. So let's get into it. Number one is HHC Moon Rocks. Harry, take it away. How do you feel about them damn moon rocks?
Lackluster in flavor, very hay tasting. The effects were null to minimal at best. I don't have much good to say about those hemp products.
I gotta say, they were absolutely horrible. The effects were horrible. Um, they taste like THCA or HHC bud. They just didn't really have a good terpy taste to it. The effects were pretty bad. HHC is kind of like made in a lab. So, I mean, I don't really recommend it. I prefer like just cannabis. So, I gotta say, the moon rocks were not a good thing. The moon rocks were really horrible. I would not recommend anyone buying them. They are nowhere near like cannabis dispensary, like, grade organic, moon rocks. It don't have a good tasting distillate. It don't have a good tasting keef. It don't have a good tasting bud to it.
It's
It's
just
just,
nothing good.
yeah, there was nothing good about doing this video. And me and Harry had to blow through like a half ounce or a quarter of these disgusting moon rocks for it, you know?
Yeah,
And
I remember him well.
yeah, we just wanted to blow it down and get it out of the way at this particular point. So we did that. We got it out of the way and went ahead and just, continued doing the video. But God, we absolutely hated doing it, I gotta say.
Yeah, the inorganic or the stuff that's just not cannabis just isn't good, you know? It's not something you really want to go puffing on.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't like HHC products. I never did. I think they're garbage and bullshit. I prefer, cannabis products, I gotta say. I
Right.
gotta say they're the best, products you can have. By the way, guys, if you hear a fart noise in this stream ever, it's my phone. That's my notification. I picked that because it made me laugh. So
Well,
just,
yeah, Dustin was eating oatmeal earlier.
yeah, it was that damn oatmeal. Swallowed too much can of smoke and now I'm blowing it out my ass. But getting into it, we got the Happy Shaman, and that was THCA, and it was at 28 or 30% THCA, it said on it.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
And you paid $40 to $60 for an eighth, I remember. Or what was it, $30, $40, something around there?
Yeah, I think that was the price of it.
That stuff tastes like shit.
That was terrible.
It had kind of a pot smell to it, so I give it that. But it was just absolutely horrible. Happy Shaman, like if you guys want some good imitation fake ass weed, Happy Shaman is just excellent for that. It
But
does
it doesn't give you a buzz.
no, no, me and Harry, we went through like what, an eighth or a quarter of it, I believe.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and after going through about an eighth or a quarter of it, man, we weren't even high. So it was like Happy Shaman just, it was a shit review. And we also bought the HHC Moon Rocks and the Happy Shaman. So I got to say, it was just a giant L. It was a loss, man. It was a loss in money, but it made a good video. If you guys want to check out the Happy Shaman video or the HHC Moon Rocks video, it is on our channel, Canna Family. Um, I gotta say, I was not impressed by their products. I just do not like Happy Shaman. I don't like THCA weed. I like THC weed, and I know it converts into THC once it's hit with heat, but to me, it is just not the same.
Well, I think there is a difference between the THC that you get from cannabis and the THC you get from hemp and the THC that's synthesized in a lab. I think they're all much very different. And
Ag-
the organic stuff from cannabis is just so much better.
Agreed, and flavorful, more potent. So I gotta say, all around the board, cannabis is way better than HHC or THCA, in my opinion. You know. Next is the Trinity vape.
And the vape
T
epidemic.
Yeah, they were THCO Trinity vapes. We did a video on it. The video did pretty well. It got hundreds of views. Um, if you That's another video if you guys want to check it out, Trinity vapes. But the distillate, geez, like it tasted like Delta 8 distillate.
Yeah.
The effects of THCO, even though it's lab made, is not bad. It's not great either, but it's not too bad.
THCO, man, that is one we probably. I mean, I think it's illegal now, but we shouldn't have been consuming anything like that.
I agree. It's much like if you guys remember like K2 or Posh or Spice back in the day, it's much like that. Like a THO cart that just is not that good. Um, but it does have good sedatory property to it. So it's like the after effects of Granddaddy Perp if you ever smoke that, where you feel kind of groggy and tired. That's kind of what it did to you. Like I had to drink a lot of caffeine. I blasted through 3 THCO carts because I bought all three of them right down at a corner store I seen. And
Back when it was still legal.
yeah, back when THCO was still legal, which was just a year or so ago, roughly. And we got three of these Trinity vapes. I was like, Harry, let's do a review on them. We got three different flavors here. We had a sativa, an indica, and a hybrid. We did all three of the Trinity vapes. We tried them. The distillate taste was absolutely just nasty as hell. It tastes like Delta 8 distillate. You know how old Delta 8 distillates, if you've tried it out there, Canafam, have that signature taste that just tastes like burnt coil and burnt marijuana material the whole time you're smoking it, even though your coil ain't fried. It just has one nasty ass taste to it. And then it tastes like pine, if not like almost like when you're cleaning your house with a pine saw or a pledge, when you're doing your floors and shit or your wooden furniture. That's kind of the smell and terpenes that gives off. And I don't dig it at all. It seems more chemical and synthetic to me.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't understand how a product like that you can't get the terpenes better. You don't have them anywhere near what they, normally would be.
Verna Hootie Bill, what is up, Canna Fam? How you doing today, man? We got another video, and today's video, among other things we're doing, is videos we regret doing. And so far, we've gotten to the HHC Moon Rocks, how horrible they were, the Happy Shaman THCA Bud, and how horrible it was. And now we're on to the Trinity vapes, and they weren't no better either, Canna family. And each one of these things we paid for, and I gotta say we did videos for. But the Trinity vapes, like I said, there were three of them. There was a hybrid, a sativa, and an indica. You can go check these videos out actually if you want to on our channel. It's HHC Moon Rocks, Happy Shaman THCA, and Trinity vapes. I gotta say, Canna family, just no good. The Trinity vapes were THCO, and just like I said, they just weren't really good products. So do you got any final thoughts on the Trinity vapes, really? I mean, I can't say they were good flavor. They function nicely. They are made of glass and plastic.
Yeah, I
Excuse
mean,
me.
Yeah, I remember the functionality being there, but flavor, potency, effects, all of that was just not there.
I agree. I agree. I will be right back, Harry. My Amazon package just came.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been waiting all day for that.
Yep. Yep.
So I guess we can continue on talking a little bit about the THCP. And that THCP, I remember that one. That one had such a weird taste to it. It wasn't that the one that had like almost like a mustard taste to it.
It had a funky cannabis taste. It had like a mids taste to it, and it was them gorilla pens. Remember with the gorilla on it?
Are you talking about Flying Monkey? I was talking about the
No,
THCP.
no, they were called gorilla. They had the
Oh,
gorilla on
you're
it, the big
right.
black pens.
You're right. You're right. Huh.
I'll try to be.
Yeah, yeah. THCP. Yeah, I remember puffing down on some of that one to try and see what the effects would be like. And really, I don't remember much effects at all from THCP. As like some of these cannabinoids really don't do much of anything if they're on their own. They really work in conjunction with the other cannabinoids and the THC. So when you isolate it and strip it down to just, this one cannabinoid, it can't function the way that it's supposed to anymore. So, I mean, it was an interesting idea just to see what would happen, but I don't think that it was an interesting idea, but poor execution on, there should have been more experimentation done to really see if there was more than just a placebo effect happening, because that can also mess up with these kinds of experiments too when you're trying to get this type of research. And because they're taking something, belief has a lot of power, and sometimes belief can just make people believe that it's doing something even though it's really not. And to get that hard evidence, but I do believe that these cannabinoids work in conjunction with each other, because when I smoke a bud that has all these different cannabinoids already in it naturally, then I get those effects and I get different effects. And that can only be explained because there must be some kind of harmony between the cannabinoids that allows that to happen. Don't you think?
What with the THCP?
Well, I
I
was
am
talking,
back,
I
guys.
thought of tangent talking about harmony between the cannabinoids, and if you strip it down to just one cannabinoid, that it doesn't work the same because those cannabinoids work in conjunction with each other.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, you can't just strip one away. Damn phone's farting at me again. But you can't just strip one away, can of fam, and just leave it to one specific one like THCP. That was a really nasty pen. Guys, it tasted like old distillate from a Delta 8 pen mixed with some funky ass terpenes. So it was absolutely gross, I gotta say. It was not enjoyable whatsoever. Now, the
Flying monkey.
Flying Monkey, God, it was strawberry runts and like grape ape.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
remember.
And let me tell you what, I've smoked grape ape. It's my favorite strand, so I would know. And those terpenes taste nothing like it. It tastes like Delta 8 mixed with synthetic grape flavoring, was the taste of the Delta 8 pens. Or, yeah, the Flying Monkey Delta 8s. And then there was the strawberry runts, and the strawberry runts had kind of like a candy scent to it. But then again, it tasted like old burnt Delta 8.
Yeah,
So
every time we tried those
it
pens, it
was,
was
dude.
always like, hopefully it's good. Taste it. Yeah, yeah. Every time.
It was absolute
Hey.
ass, man. Yeah. So I was just not a fan of it. Like it has like a decent synthetic taste, but it really has a nasty distillate taste. Like if you guys have had Delta 8 products, it's just how that tastes, man. It was just really bad. Had a hemp taste to it. Like I'm not into hemp, man. Like I like the taste of cannabis, but hemp's just something else, man.
Yeah, like that skunky, piney, earthy, floral. Yeah, all those are great.
I gotta say,
Hay and chemicals. Mhm.
no, no. It tastes like hay and chemicals. Plus, it's made in a lab, so you definitely want to stay away from THCP and Flying Monkey. If you guys care to see those videos, they're also on our channel.
Those are some old school potato
Old school.
can.
Yeah, yeah, guys. And let me tell you. Well, it'll come up later, so I'll save it for later. But okay, we'll move on. So the flying monkeys suck. THCV. Now, THCV occurs naturally in some strands, so it is a natural occurring cannabinoid. But with these natural occurring cannabinoids, it promises to bring basically less munchies, so it is an appetite suppressant. Well, me and Harry smoked through half of a pen, and by the time we were halfway done and we haven't even started filming really, it was around 12 o'clock one, we had to order Chinese food to the house because we were so damn hungry. THCV says it suppresses appetite. Well, for me and Harry, which are two different people with two different cannabinoid receptors,
Two
it
different
you have
metabolisms.
two different metabolisms. It made us hungry as hell. So if you're trying to lose weight and you think THCV is a good cannabinoid and it'll suppress, it may work for you, but coming from me, it won't. It made me want to eat my whole fridge. And it's a hunger unlike anything else. It's not like your normal munchies when you smoke THCV. It's like I'm clearing out my fridge tonight and I have to go grocery shopping tomorrow type of munchies.
I would compare it to like the CBD effects that you get in Sleepy to the THV effects that you get from Munchie.
And that's the thing, really. THCV, if you're wondering, it's like taking a sativa, a really strong sativa, and it's like taking away the THC and just have the jittery effects from sativa and adding CBD to it. So you're going to get really jittery and like alert and awake, and then you're going to get really crashed out tired, but you're going to eat everything in your fridge, every bag of chips, every box of cereal, every damn piece of bologna,
Every Pop
wieners,
Tart,
ramen noodles, steaks, whatever the hell you have in your shit. Yeah.
that
If you
cookie that's been sitting in that drawer for 3 weeks, it's getting eaten.
Naos, what is up? Hope I'm saying that right. If not, I apologize. What is going on from two buds in a jar? My phone went off again. If you guys hear something that sounds like a farting noise, I assure you it is my phone. It constantly goes off
Yeah, but
due to
Instagram, Twitter,
yeah.
YouTube, it's always beeping.
Yeah, we got. You can find us just real quick, guys. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Two buds in a jar. It's the profile picture. No, they're not verified because I don't want to pay $14.95 a month because we are not getting sponsored. We pay for everything. So,
Well,
you know,
we have a sponsor. It's
yeah,
just
yeah, we are
it's
sponsored.
just not a cash sponsor. It's
Yes,
more of like we
yeah.
get stuff to test out,
Yeah, we get prototypes, guys. We get genetics, we get newts, we get grow products half off.
which is
But
cool,
yeah, which is
but
great. But
it's not
yeah,
cash.
yeah, there's no cash being brought to the channel. So that's kind
It,
of what we,
it doesn't keep the lights on.
yeah, we do. Naos. Okay, you got it right. Cool. What are y'all puffing on? Well, Naos, we are puffing on I'm puffing on some fried carts, and it is peach gummy. It is a hybrid, and it's predominantly a little bit sativa and indica, but I'm using my Luca Bear. I don't know if, let's see if you can, yeah. Okay, now I can see it in the camera. Okay. But yeah, I'm using my Luca Bear, puffing on some peach rings, man. Naos, what are you puffing on? And Harry, what are you puffing on, man?
I got my embarrassing pink vape. It's a Pac-Man glazed donuts, but it makes up for that embarrassment with amazing flavor and effects.
Guys, let me tell you, this one right here, it tastes like velvet cake. Like it don't have a real baked good taste, but it has that really candied velvet, and it's really good. This isn't bad. It tastes like peach rings. So that's what we're puffing on Naos, man. But back to it. THCV, guys, real quick. We did all these videos that were mentioned. You can check on our channel. They're all old, they're all shot and edited all right, but the footage quality is not the best. It's not like you're seeing here today or like you see currently on our channel.
Quality is a little bit lower, but this is still a way better camera than that potato
Yeah.
cam.
Yeah, so anyway, uh you'll see our videos are a little older, a little low quality, but we did the THCJD. Now, the THCJD, let me tell you what.
Oh man, that's
Well,
rumors right
yeah,
there.
let me tell you guys. We did these reviews on this THCJD pen, and years ago, I tried out K2 and stuff, and I had just a horrible experience with it. Never smoked it again, never liked it, found out what it was, can't believe I smoked it, and just was all flustered about it. But fast forward, that stuff has the same exact effects as that THCJD. It is a lab made THCJD. It's not a real cannabinoid, obviously, because when do you hear about that being in, a cannabis plant? I mean, cannabis plants have multiple cannabinoids, but I assure you that is lab made and not one of them. And then once I looked into that, I looked into more and I'm like, no wonder. So I gotta say, guys, if you ever come across anything that's THCJD, do not smoke it. I actually gave the pen away after I bought it. We did a review on it because I hated the way it made me
That
feel.
that was the last straw for you. That was the one where you were like, I don't want to do any more of these reviews.
Yeah, I was done at that point, not on YouTube, guys, but I was done making synthetic videos. I was done with the Delta 8, I was done with the Delta 9 and 10 and 11 and
All the lab
THCA and
rat experiments.
HHC, yeah, and all of that. Well, that pen made me just not smoke that no more because I did not enjoy it. It was horrible. It gave me a headache too on top of it.
They all gave you a headache and
Yeah,
some weird side
yeah,
effects that just weren't appealing at
yeah.
all. We It was just regular weed.
And it's like, and the ones that did affect you, Canna fam, I'm not going to sit here and act like none of this stuff affected me because we took carts to the face, we took eights, but it's like it
NSF.
gets you almost there. It's like a roller coaster goes up and builds momentum at the park, but you never go down.
Yeah,
So that's what it's like.
a lot of them
Yeah.
did that, or some of them like I remember the THCV did nothing at all to me. Like I felt nothing from that. I was like, what am I puffing on here? It tastes bad and does nothing.
Naos is smoking on some orange gasm, Irie Genetics. That's another genetic company we'll have to check
Nice.
out. Yeah.
That's homegrown?
Yeah, is that homegrown Naos? Is that auto flowers or is that photo period? Is that extracts? Let me know, man. Definitely down in the comments section. But the what is it called? The THC JD, man.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the one that you were like, I'm done with all this.
Yeah.
That was leave
Yeah,
off the table.
guys. It's a very unenjoyable experience. If you are the kind of person that smoked cannabis at any point and got jittery, antsy, or something, you do not want to smoke THC, JD. He said, yes, sir, photo flower. We're going to have to try
Nice.
that. That sounds good, Naos.
I like growing photo periods mainly because that's what I've studied. That's what I know the best. I am dipping my feet into these autoflowers and I am gonna figure them out. But yeah, photo periods are fun to grow. They are a great, you have so much controls over your plant. Now they take a little bit longer, but I think 42 Fast Buds is killing the game with their fast
Yeah.
buds.
Yeah, I gotta say, 42 fast buds, and he put it is a tangy plant mixed with golden goat, which golden goat's a good sativa from California.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
like some
And
super sativa though.
yeah, it sounds super sativa for sure,
I'm
but
trying to get away from the sativa, but they keep
yeah,
pulling me back.
yeah. Yeah, well, you guys love them out there, and we grow them for you guys because we're more indica people. But
I like the
I don't judge, man. If you smoke cannabis, it's cool. Even if you don't, you come to the channel just to learn
I like
things.
hybrids
That's
too,
fine too.
though.
I
I
do
do.
too. Indica dominant hybrids.
I find a lot of these 60/40s that are more sativa that are actually really good too, that are hybrids.
Can't disagree there. There are some good ones. There are some good ones, I gotta say. But THC JD was definitely not one of them. So,
No, not
guys,
even close.
again, I'll warn you if you ever come across that, don't smoke it. It's just like smoking spice or something like that. Just smoke your resin out of your bowl. That's not even healthy, but it's a lot more better than smoking THC JD. That's for sure. Now, the next one, guys, was zombie death drops.
No, I didn't even eat it yet.
He
It was
said
all
he said laugh out loud, definitely a daytime strand. Yeah, yeah, the sativas are hardcore, I'd say. Yeah, you don't want to be smoking that at night as you go to lay down. But
like
The zombie death drops, guys. The zombie death drops. Okay, so they were really jello-y or jelly and like sticky. They had sugar outside, kind of, and they were square. You guys seen them on the videos, the shorts. We have tons of shorts of them. They're called zombie death drops. We even have the video if you're curious about them. But they were, I believe, HHC and some other cannabinoids. There was two of them, and they were live resin gummies. Now, guys, I ate three whole packets, I think, two or three whole packets on a video and nothing. Dude, and edibles, like, I don't have a huge tolerance except when we take down Harvest and make Munchie Monday videos for you guys. So I'm not eating edibles all the time. I'm usually like smoking on distillates or vaping my cannabis in a vaporizer. But that stuff, man, it didn't do nothing. Nothing. It took like 3 or 4 bags for me to even get groggy and get that kind of buzz to it. So I gotta say, man, if you ever come across anything with zombie and zombie death drops, they make pens, they make disposables, they make resin gummies, and they're just not good. They don't have a good taste. It leaves a waxy,
Waxy.
yeah, waxy substance all over your teeth. Then your teeth will stick together because they're made from live resin, but they just don't taste like real live resin, can of fam. They're just not good effects. I mean, your guys' effects may vary. Everybody's got a different cannabinoid system. Just because I try something and then you guys out there try it doesn't mean it won't affect you. It just did not affect me. So I can't be like, yeah, spend your money on this. This is awesome. I'd feel like shit for doing that to you guys. So zombie death drops is definitely a no for me when it comes to legal edibles. In my opinion, they're absolutely just not good. I regret doing the videos because I don't usually eat a lot of gummies and I had to eat a lot of gummies. I don't mind if they're actual cannabis, but these, like I said, were HHC and something else. And I took 3 bags of them, and the recommended dose is a gummy every 45 minutes. And I took 3 bags to the face on video and felt nothing. So I can't recommend on this channel something like that. I mean,
Right.
I just feel like it would destroy our name. And I don't want people wasting their money on that,
Yeah, no,
you know?
definitely not on something that's
Ye-
just garbage. It's just not
Yeah.
gonna do the job that what you were expecting to do.
Yeah, yeah, and you guys, now some of you guys may get these, and I've seen a few people in the comments. You guys commented that some of them got you guys got tore up. One gummy tore you up. Some of them it didn't affect you guys. So as you can see around the board, everybody's different. So I've mentioned the HHC Moon Rocks, the Happy Shaman, the Trinity vapes, the THC vapes, the Flying Monkey vapes, and the THC JD vapes. If you guys want to try any of those, go for it. You don't have to take my word for it, but you will see that my story will contest with the truth, I will say. We got another comment down here. I see the Two Buds ashtrays are in full commencement. Yes, sir. We have Harry Cola,
Well, I mean,
the merch man here.
for now, we're kind of in limbo with YouTube, man, because we gotta wait for YouTube's graces to allow us to sell
Yeah,
our merch.
yeah, guys. See, to break it down, I know not
It's
everybody.
complicated.
Yeah, if you guys do YouTube at home, you'll understand. If not, you have to get 4,000 hours of watch time in order to have more, and 3,000 hours. So 3,000 hours of watch time and 4,000. We are almost at 2,500. So in order for us to even sell merch to you and you guys get on our channel and look up a store, we have to hit that 3,000 hours. And then we're allowed to give you guys more different content. We're allowed to open a merch store for you guys. And there's so much. So we did get ahead of ourselves, but that don't mean we can't sell the merch still.
I was
And
excited
it would
about it,
just,
and
yeah,
I figured I needed a
I gotta
little bit
grab
of
batteries.
practice. So these are like
I'll
really
be right back,
more or
guys.
less like show models and my test models of like what designs I can do, and I wanted to see what people would like because
Yeah, they're prototypes.
yeah, they're still prototypes, but they're pretty close to what I would do. I'll have to watch out on some of these corners because they do get sharp pulling them out, and I like to sand them down. I got to be careful about scuffing those sides because that's easy to do. But I would like them to be smooth when they come out, not so. too sharp. I don't wanna cut nobody when they get it.
Yeah, yeah. Harry's just got to smoothen them out, and they are perfect. I know you guys can't see them too well, but Canna family, I assure you, everything is perfect. There's nothing that looks crappy, edgy, sketchy. They do come out sharpened, but he does, as you can see, I'm running my fingers on them and not getting cut at all. So they are
I have
nice and
sandpaper.
solid. And from a side view, they look like glass. So we can customize those in any way. Harry makes the merchandise if you guys are wondering, or we do order it either way.
And technically, I could put any image inside of it too, it's
Yeah,
big
so
deal.
it's easy customizable. So yeah, to answer your question, Corinth, man, it is in full swing. However, it will be in completely full swing once we reach 3,000 watch hours and 4,000 watch hours. And you guys at home, thank you guys so much, are doing a hell of a job. A hell of a job. I mean,
Speaking of watch time, it would be cool to make another video, like something along the lines of Mars Tokes Back with that kind of,
yeah,
cinematic craziness happening. That was a fun one. If you guys haven't checked it out, that was one of my favorite. I think one of my favorite videos. I wish I could have done more with it now, rewatching it, but it's still a funny little
yeah,
bit.
yeah, we try to cover everything. We even done short stoner films, and Mars Tokes Back's one of them. It's kind of old school, kind of sketchy, kind of shot, but
It's funny, man.
it is funny
It's
as
funny.
hell, I gotta say. And looking back, like we did that 2 years ago, and I look back on it today, and I'm like, that's funny as hell. So if you guys want a good laugh while you're smoking weed, definitely go and check Mars Tokes Back. What's it?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Mars Tokes
I
Back.
think I have an issue on it though. There might be a
And yeah,
copyright strike on that one, but I
w-
was like, fuck it, I'm using this music. This is funny.
and if you guys like old YouTube, it has a severely old YouTube vibe to it. I know some of you guys really check or dig it, and you guys digged it with our older videos, but you got to understand, man, we're in a competitive platform and we got to get better equipment. So we can't be shooting videos necessarily like it's 1990s. I know some people dig old YouTube videos. I do myself, and old YouTubers as well. I've been watching through the
Well,
years,
I
but
think it could be cool to implement that style of recording, that older style, but maybe make it like through some kind of videography telling a story, and there'd be a reason why you're using that older camera. Maybe it's telling a story of the past. You're using the other story to tell the story, the other camera to use to tell the story of the present. So you can have those kind of dualities. Like sometimes they'll do it in black and white or something as the past, or make it grainy or something. But I think having the two different cameras would separate two different eras.
that's a very good cinematic look at it, I would say.
Yeah,
Definitely. But our old videos, they're just not the best quality. They're not fuzzy or anything, but go check them out. They're really good. I mean, honestly, I look
it's just
back
the
on them and
potato.
I'm entertained, and I'm the one that did it. Usually I watch my videos, my own videos, and because I did it and I wrote it and he edited it and seen it 100 times, we're just like, but you guys love it. We want to thank you guys back to that because our watch time has gone up, our subscribers has gone up, our views has gone up, and we just keep delivering you guys content since you guys obviously you guys like it at home. You guys like to see a cannabis channel and the type of, I guess I don't know, the type of uniqueness that we bring because we are different. I mean, I'm sure you guys at home watching and growing, you guys watch a lot of content, cannabis content. I know I do, and I have. I don't so much now because I get burnt out,
Well,
so
that
I try not to watch cannabis content so I can come up with fresh new ideas
that is an
instead of
interesting
recycled.
thought that I just had. So we do both grow two different ways, and there's so many different ways to grow, and I didn't realize how different our grow techniques really were until like I like kind of micromanaged everything and went through and tried to figure out what do you do it and what am I doing and the why and how and all the everything. But there's so many different ways to grow, and for some cultivars, I think some ways are better, and for other cultivars, some ways might, and then some cultivars it might not matter. You could do it this way or that way. Pick your poison, So I guess it depends on the hardiness of those genetics. If they're just real picky about things and you might can't overload them or you can't do things a certain way, but if they're not so picky, you can just go ahead and like the gorilla cookies. That's hardy genetics, man. That thing was fun to play with. It was fun to grow. It's almost done. I think it has about 3 more weeks and then a 2-week flush to 5 weeks total, and it is done.
Yeah, yeah. But I gotta say, our views, our subscribers, everything has went up in that aspect. So thank you guys watching at home. It definitely means the world. We're trying to do this as a career. We've been passionate about cannabis. I know I have for 20 plus years. So anything that we can bring to you and help you, and I know we bring a different uniqueness to the table because I've seen a lot of cannabis shows, and we're the only ones that are pretty much like us that do what we do, and that brings a unique flow because we cover every topic and we bring it to you all on one channel. So we try to do that and really open the realm of creativity when we're bringing you guys content, and you guys seem to absolutely love it. The live streams are just now taken off. Our last live stream totally fucking bombed, guys, because
I think we age restricted it somehow.
yeah, it got age restricted somehow, and not just that, the computer overheated because it was on top of something that went over the table, and it overheated and froze. So half of it was a live stream, the
Technical.
other half was just frozen with audio. So, we had somebody comment quality, and I'm like, yeah, I get it, bro. We're learning this shit. It's not easy. It's a lot of wires, a lot of computer shit. And I mean, Harry takes care of most of that shit because I do the other aspect of it. I do social media, I answer comments, I write scripts, and I'm usually in front of the camera 9 times out of 10. So I'm the channel personality, rather. But I've been trying to incorporate Harry Cole in this so you can see the man behind the camera on YouTube basically. You can see the other side of Two Buds in a Jar, because for the longest time, guys, believe it or not, people thought that Two Buds in a Jar was just me, and I edited the videos and shot them and wrote the scripts and did all of that. And it's like, no, man, he was behind there and he edits, he shoots, he comes up with merch. There's just, we each have different jobs here on Two Buds in a Jar, and because he likes doing certain things,
Art science.
yeah, I don't like doing, and vice versa. So it's like it really fits together because the
Yeah.
shit he don't like doing, I do, and vice versa.
Well, it's not that I don't like communicating with people. It is fun, but because I'm
Yeah.
so preoccupied all the time, I'm editing videos. That takes 6 to 8 hours to edit one video, and I got to sit there and do all these different little things and adjust the clip 16 different times, 32 different ways. So it's a lot of work for me to sit, and I can't be on my phone answering messages all day long, or I'm not going to get these videos out.
Yeah, yeah, and exactly, Naos. That's the best way to put it, is progress before perfection. And that's one thing you can see about our channel that I'm proud of, is you can watch our first video and see just how kind of terrible it was. I mean, I ain't going to lie, it's our video. But up
It's
until
rough.
now, even these live streams are way better than the video footage that was shot before. So, with better equipment that we do use professional equipment. We got two cameras, lights, green screens, you name it, it's there. OBS system, the only thing we don't use necessarily as software that we have to pay for. Once the channel breaks in some money of some sort, we will
Oh
dump
yeah.
more.
Oh yeah, because I
But
would love to be able to get better clips and better footage and use some of this stuff that I'm not allowed to use because it's licensable. And I'm like, I better not touch that. Let me go find something else.
yeah, I gotta say, before we get any further, Canna family, it's been a minute. So if you guys at home watching or toking on something, have something packed up, rolled up, you've heard it on the show before, you know what to do. And this toke is for you guys. Cheers. We are at 1,425 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. We are almost at 1,500 subscribers. So this is for you, Canna family. Cheers.
Blinkers.
Blinkers. Yeah, guys, it's like that. Thank you very much. You guys are amazing. Truly. I mean, we got a great cannabis audience.
Yeah, it's awesome.
You guys are positive in the comment section. You guys, even when you leave comments about what you should do differently or even respectful and nice, man, you guys are awesome out there. I've seen a lot of crazy people on YouTube and trolls and stuff. Luckily, we don't got any of those, man. We've had a few people leave on, a couple negative comments, and so they did the same to the people that were following, but I quickly blocked them so they don't, poison the well, man, so to speak. We want a nice, safe place for all you guys. We don't want no trolls, no assholes in there. So the assholes will be removed by me personally. So, we want a nice, chill area and a nice, good vibe when we do shows, man, because that's what it's all about. It's all about being organic and the nice vibes. So, we don't have no more comments, so we're going to go right on here. We got Flying Horse. Wow.
Oh
There, okay.
man, flying
This
horse.
video got 8,300 views or 11,000. I can't remember. Let me check, Harry, actually, real
I know
quick.
it got a lot. The flying horse, I just kept watching it go up, and I was like, why do people are so interested in
And
flying horse?
I didn't understand it, but it was a THC diamond pin for those of you guys that don't know out there. And I was right. It was 11,600 views it's at right now currently. It moved,
Wild.
yeah, from 8.6 to 11.7. But anyway, this is a THCA diamond pen. Now, if you guys are familiar with concentrates, which I'm sure you guys are out there, you guys have heard of diamonds. And diamonds are like the prized caviar of the cannabis world. Now, live resin's good, this is good, that's good, but diamonds is going to hit your head like a freight train no matter what your tolerance is. You're
Yes,
just
it
going to,
does.
yeah, it makes you feel weed drunk every time you hit it. And that's exactly, I mean, well, this is THC.
This was live diamonds as
Yeah, it's
well.
live diamonds. This is live resin and live diamonds, but it's THC. But yeah, so we're both smoking on diamonds and live resin.
That's why that blinker smacked me so hard. I was good, and I saw it blink, and I was like, yeah, and I like sucked it a little bit more, and then it was like, oh,
I haven't took a blinker off this thing. Ain't that hard, honestly. About to take another one.
take another one.
Hmm.
I'm gonna ride out this wave, and then I'll get there. That was a pretty good one. It smacked my head like, bam. Because back thens are pretty fire, pretty fire.
I gotta say the fried carts are really good. If you guys have them at your local dispensary or wherever you get your cannabis products, I ain't judging you, but definitely check out Fried, man. And Pac-Man. Pac-Man has nice 2 gram carts. I would say the boutiques have better flavor than the Pac-Man and more potent effects, though.
The boutiques
What
were
do
a
you
good
think,
one. The
Harry?
boutiques are a really good one. Yeah, it's cool to have the two flavors. It seems like when you run both at the same time, it does kill that battery a little bit faster, but the potency from getting two coils at the same time is insane.
Now, the THC pens had 2 different flavors. They either had blueberry, original blueberry, which was an indica, excuse me, Canna Fam, and they had sativa, which was AK-47. And they were THCA diamonds. They weren't actually cannabis diamonds, but they were, derived from hemp.
Yep.
Which they isolate and then turn into CBD really. When they take hemp, they turn it into CBD and then they'll isolate that and turn it into a fake diamond. And that will have, cannabinoid like effects. But that's what Flying Horse did. A lot of you guys out there liked Flying Horse. I'm not knocking you. I absolutely did not like the device. One, I've seen a lot of you out there had problems functioning the device. And it was of no problem of your own. It was just the device wouldn't charge or the device would constantly get clogged even if you were setting it up like this. And I mean, every toker knows when you have pens like this, no matter what they are, or I'm gonna grab this real quick, but like this, you set it up so your distillate stays down and you don't burn up your atomizer. So if you guys just leave these like this and hit them, you're going to burn up your cotton at the bottom of here, and then you're going to burn up your ceramic coil down here.
Burn up your throat.
Yeah, then your throat because you everything you hit. So, They didn't have ceramic coils in them. The THC, what were they? The flying horses, they were like a 2, 3 grammer. But you got to understand, you got to smoke a lot. And then when you first get buzzed off these things, like the buzz dies down and you have to smoke more of it. So, I mean, 3 grams sounds like a lot, but when you have to ingest a lot,
I remember them tasting just like hay.
yeah, they tasted okay. One tasted like pine and Delta 8 distillate because Delta 8, guys, you know what I'm talking about, has that signature taste out there, and it's just nasty as hell. And then you got the THCA, and it tasted like pine with that Delta 8 nastiness. And then you had the other side of it, which was a blueberry, and it never tasted like blueberry at all. Again, all it really did was taste like a more Lysol type of Delta 8. So I can't recommend these. Everybody's got different flavor palettes again and different cannabinoid receptors. Some people, this pen fucking rocked. Some people, didn't get no effects. Some people had problems functioning the thing because the device was being a turd. But I gotta say, in my personal opinion, I wouldn't go and seek out Flying Horse. I wouldn't go and buy them. I don't recommend them necessarily on our video, even. I bashed all these products because to me, they're not good. And I know everybody has different opinions and different tolerances and different outtakes. So don't get me wrong, this pen might blast you, man. I don't know. It might be strong enough to knock you up off your feet, when you take a toke from it. I'm not sure. But as far as, me smoking every day and ingesting distillate and vaping cannabis every day and eating cannabis when I can in excessive amounts, um, it don't do anything for me. It just, kind of gets me a calm feeling, like CBD would, is the best way. It's like a very intense CBD calm buzz. So, if that's what you're looking for and you're not looking for THC and it might be up your alley because it's a little more calm before the storm, if you will. Absolutely. I suggest go out buy one. If it's 3 grams, it's not a bad deal. It's like 20, 30 bucks. But and you can find them at your local shops, and THCA still is legal by the 2018 Farm Bill, so you can actually go seek this product. They are still being sold in 2025. You can find them at your local smoke shops, head shops, probably dispensaries. I'm sure they have stuff like that. I don't know. I haven't been to every state dispensary necessarily.
Right.
I have been to a lot of head shops, a lot of cannabis shops, so you know with that being said, I wouldn't recommend it. We do have a video on it. If you guys want to check it out, then go ahead. Harry, what was how did it affect you? Because you have a very high cannabis tolerance as well.
Well, I think I remember you gave me the rest of the cart and I stuck it inside of a drawer and it's still inside of that drawer.
Okay,
So
so
that's how it affected me.
yeah, well, we can see Harry did not care for it. I agree, because, me and him typically, if he comes over and he's like, man, try this bud. And, I'll be like, all right. He's like, well, it's a little bit more sativa, but it's good. I'll be like, I ain't gonna like this shit. And then I try it and I end up liking it. You know what I'm saying? So, and then if he comes over with indica, he's like, this puts me to sleep. Did the same thing to me. I had Granddaddy Purple. He smoked it. He was out on the couch. I rolled up an eighth like this ain't going to do this to me. After I got texting old Harry Cola, boom, knocked me the fuck out. So it's like Granddaddy Purple has a lot of CBD content in it and like 18, 19% THC. But God, the way those cannabinoids hit together is just very potent indica.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'd rather have that than flying horse.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, personally, but I'm not knocking nobody. If you like flying horse, cool. You like flying horse, I don't have no problem with it, but I'd just rather smoke THCA or THC instead of THCA rather. It's just kind of how I feel about it.
Just real cannabis.
Now, I've been wanting to hit this last one on this since forever, since we started the podcast, and it is Packwoods. Okay, now let me tell you guys, we have a video and it gets views still to this day. We did it 2 years ago. It was shot with a potato ass camera that makes the footage look like it came from 1999 or 2000, which ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm a millennial. Harry's a millennial. So now you guys know that that's out there. But we're millennials. So this was shot like back in that footage, like 1999, 2000 computers crashing, everybody freaking out type era. That's what it looks like it's shot in. We were way less creative back then. And we were just trying to go as hard as we could with this channel because we had passion. And we were just throwing everything at the wall, seeing what sticks with you guys, what will keep your attention, what do you like, what don't you like, all sorts of things. And and just like the deficiency video, some of you guys watching grow. Not everybody that watches us grows weeds, so they're not going to want to watch a video on what a magnesium deficiency is, because why did they give a fuck? And I get it, I'm the same way, so I'm not hating on them. At least you subscribed, we appreciate that. But some of these videos, some of you guys will like, some of them won't be up your guys' alley, but either way, we will hit a video niche that you guys will enjoy. Whether you like hearing me bitch about what mats my dredge, which still blows my damn mind, or you like watching Munchy Mondays and learning how to make edible recipes, or you like deficiency and grow videos, or you like equipment and cannabis product reviews, or if you like garden
We got a
reviews,
lot
like
of
yeah,
categories.
we got so many. I don't want to bore you guys. We just got a lot of categories. Harry's right. So, whether you
Big range, a lot of pans cooking.
yeah, yeah, big, yeah. We got a kitchen with a lot of things going. So, we're bound to hit a niche you guys like or may enjoy. But Packwoods, guys, it is highly recommended on our channel because by YouTube, because it is our like highest video we have on our channel, and we'll be real. It's like 17, 18,000. And I know, guys, get the laughs out of the way in YouTube land. That ain't that high, but it's high for us. We never thought a video we'd shoot get 18,000 views. So that's high for us, but getting back to it, everybody is brought to it. And what that shows me is there's 18,000 people that viewed it, and we only got 1,000 subscribers. So that kind of says that videos, to me as a creator, definitely not that good. It was enough to check out, but it definitely wasn't enough to subscribe. And it's like people are getting pulled in now to our channel, and we have so much better content and videos and information, and everything has progressed so much further, on two buds in a jar. And YouTube's like grabs new people by the hand. It's like, here, check out two buds in a jar. But here's this Packwoods episode that looks like it's shot in 1999. And no offense to any, 1999 or anybody born in that year, nothing. I have no problem with 1999, so no one take that offensively. It's just it looks old. It looks like
We,
old
we got to shoot a video
video cam
that gets
footage.
more views than Packwoods. That just
It's
worries
been the
it.
bane of her existence because you got to understand, guys, if you're becoming better on your channel and then YouTube keeps recommending your oldest video as your best because it has the most concurrent views on it, it sucks because it shows us a channel, people watch that and they're like, oh, hell no. They don't got a normal camera, they ain't got good audio. And I mean, what we were using wasn't the best, but we had equipment back then. It was just, there's way
Karaoke microphones.
yeah, karaoke microphones basically, but we have actual microphones now and cameras and everything.
For a while, we were trying to use a singing microphone. Then there was the one that we were strapping to your head.
Yeah, that sucked. But but yeah, guys, so that's why I hate that video. I have nothing against the video. I think it's quite comical looking back on it. It makes me giggle, man. But people keep getting, trafficked right back to that area. And it's like, man, our content, why don't you give them our newest video, or something like that, because we're just going to get better in time. We're like a wine or a cured bud. We're just getting better in time, and I can even watch my own channel and attest to that. We've evolved hell of much. But it's just you guys got to think about it. when you see the video, if you guys go and watch it after watching this live stream, like, what's he talking about? You'll see. And then go look at the view count on it because now you're watching it. It's another view higher. And, I'm not saying don't watch it. It really helps the channel. And if you liked that video, I'm glad. Thank you very much because that was when we were at, I mean, I'm just going to say it, our shittiest. Really, we weren't doing what I think the best. And some days we were frustrated because YouTube kept age restricting every time we breathed or farted on YouTube. So,
Yeah,
you know,
we did a lot of experiments doing different things, pulling things back, self-censoring more, to the point where we're like, well, maybe we just got to go at this a little bit of a different angle here.
Naesh, you got a good point there, honestly. He said, I think you should concentrate on what you want to do and not so much on what everyone else wants you. You can't please everyone. Build it and they will come. Just saying. And that is true.
Been
That is
working
true.
on.
Now, at first, guys, we did kind of run over and try every niche and see what stuck to the board. But yes, you can't please everyone, and your audience will definitely come. I agree with that. I've seen that with starting out shows and podcasts, and we just started our podcast not too long ago. We only have 5, 6 videos, and just like them, a few of those were horrible because we didn't even know we were live for like a half hour before, which
That happened.
yeah, thank fuck we weren't talking about our normal topics of being high in the world and whatnot, and how to figure out global problems and boring everyone to death,
Right,
so,
right.
like microplastics and stuff. That's what I'm referring to, guys. And
Boring,
that's our,
boring science
yeah, we talk
conversations.
about some boring science stuff. We don't want to bore you guys with that stuff, but, that's why we save it for the plants. But, yeah, and the Packwoods video, Naos had a point. You build it and they will come regardless. And that is true. You will build an audience. And so far we have. I gotta say, 1,425 people. I mean, if you put 1,425 people in a room, that's a lot of fucking people,
Yeah,
dude.
a lot of,
You know, that is
um,
a lot of people. I mean, the number's not outstanding, but when you look at the body count, if they were in a room, that's a lot of people. So technically, if you look at it that way, you have a lot of people on your channel,
there's
you
a
know?
number where you can only know about 150 people. Any more than that, and it's just too many people really to know.
Yeah, I agree. But, I get to know a lot of you guys, and I answer your comments daily as they come in because I take this YouTube thing as a job, if duty calls, and you guys get shorts every day, and I'm always writing scripts and doing more, and so is Harry. So, but back to the Packwoods video, we got a little too sidetracked.
That happens.
Yep, it happens here at Two Buds in a Jar. That's why we're always live a little after 5 or a little after 6 because we had 5 videos we have to do and we have a sixth one on the back burner. So we have 6 whole videos coming out eventually to the channel once they get all done edited, which takes some time, guys. So you'll definitely see them. There's a few more deficiencies. There's a couple what mats my dreads. There's some other ones I don't want to bring up because I want it to surprise you when you guys see it on your news feed. But there are some interesting topics, and here at Two Buds in a Jar, we'll try to basically try to what in the is the word I'm looking for? I'm lost for words. We'll try to hit on every topic that is not so normal of cannabis growing. Because a lot of people, cut dry, same shit, but you bring that uniqueness factor to it by talking about things and mentioning things people either wouldn't think of, may consider changing about their grow, or they just never knew at all, period. And
Right.
once you add those
Yeah,
things,
because
and
some
then,
people didn't know you
you
could
know,
give molasses or honey or
yeah,
sharing plants. Some
yeah,
people don't know about silica
yep.
still. Some people don't know about um, B12 vitamins or the B6 vitamins or humic acid, or there's all kinds of stuff, man.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, vitamin B6, vitamin B12, growth hormones you can buy that are all organic and natural, so nobody freak out. They're not the PGRs. They're the organic that the plant makes itself in order to create it, but you can concentrate that, get liquid like B12, liquid B6, different things of that nature, guys, and feed your plants it, and it's all organic. so don't panic. Yeah,
Well,
you know.
it's just that little extra to give that bigger yield, to improve those bud structures, to get those more resin glands opened up. Just, little tricks and
Really make that terpene profile pop. You know, the sugars do that. And a lot of people think you just add like molasses at the, couple weeks in mid flowering. And it's like, no, you can add molasses from the time them white hairs come out until the time you're cutting that plant down and you give it its last feeding, and then vegetative, you can give honey. You can give your seedlings honey water. You can give your vegetative plants honey water all the way up until I guess the proper terminology would be sexually matures and gets
the
its pistils.
the bio root that I have, you can use through the plant's whole life. It's used for almost every stage. The stuff like the humic acid's really good for like transplanting, cloning, and all that stuff too.
I gotta say. And you did a hell of a job with the gorilla cookies. Now, I want you
That was a
now,
lot.
and speaking of which, now that
Harry's on the camera.
Harry's on the camera. He's over here. But now that Harry Cole is here, guys, I want him to kind of express, okay, this Gorilla Cookies, this is why, because of the tent size. And
Okay,
so tell
so
them the tent size and,
the Gorilla
you know,
Cookies is being grown in a 2 by 2 by 3 propagation tent.
so it's 2 foot wide, 2 foot long, and it's 3 foot tall. I mean, so because sometimes, when I started growing, I didn't know that what the hell that meant. So it's a very tiny tent. It's only 3 foot tall. And he trained this thing multiple times, low stress training, right?
Right. Well, originally my idea was I would just keep it in that tent until the point that I could get it into the other tent. But then I realized with it being in veg, it was growing too fast and it was going to get way out of control. So I decided to flip it into flower. And in better ways to control it, I used a trellis and implemented a ton of low stress training and thinning techniques. And then I realized I couldn't get it back out of the tent.
Yeah, this thing is completely a shrubbery bush with an even canopy, and the leaves are even pressed against the tent. There's no deficiencies, no mildew, no mold, and by some green thumb miracle, if you will, this plant is making it in this very small tent. So trust me, like if Harry could like move it to a bigger tent or something,
I
but right
would.
now he's got the jelly donuts, I believe.
I got the jelly donuts
Yeah,
already started in the 2 by 4 by 6 tent that I normally grow in.
yeah,
Well, the originally I had the clone and I didn't want to waste it. And I heard that the light that I had could grow plants. And I was like, well, I guess I'm going to find out today. And the only space that I have is this tiny tent. So that should be good for a little while, I thought to myself, not realizing how out of control this plant was going to get in there. But I kept it in control and it really came out looking awesome. I'm waiting to see if I can get those buds swell up more because I'm sure I'm moving into the third week. I should be seeing bud swelling coming into this next
yeah,
week.
yeah.
So that would be cool to see.
And the nuggets on it, the nuggets are looking really good, I gotta say. They're looking really, yeah, just, cone shaped. So, I mean, you gotta understand, guys, he has AC Infinity small 3 foot tent. He's using Walmart panel LED lights because he did buy it for filming. But I said, hey, dude, you could grow weed with this, making a joke like, haha. And then later on, he ended up applicating it, and it was enough to veg the plant, grow the plant, and flower the plant.
4,000
So,
lumens is enough
yep, 4,000 lumens is
through
enough
veg. Now,
through
once you
veg.
get into flower, you need to put a second light in there. You got to double it. You need 8,000 lumens. I technically have about 10,000 lumens because I have two more strip bars in there that are actually grow lights. So I have a little bit of
Yeah.
actual grow light in there, but it's mostly just Walmart light.
Yeah, straight Walmart LED lights will, if you do not have the money, grow cannabis, just look into lighting. Lumens and watts is what you're going to want to pay attention to. So you can get warm LED lights and you can get daytime LED lights, which have the daytime have like a
It's a
white.
56 to 52K, I believe.
Yeah, but it has a white
That's the white
dimension. Yeah, and then the
spectrum.
warm has like a yellowish orange glow, which mimics fall.
26.
Yes. and they're at 2600.
At 2600K, I believe, on the Spectrum.
Yeah.
It's lower.
So you can just use those lights, and trust me, that's how I started Canna Family, was CFLs. If you guys probably, some of you guys are probably like, what the fuck is a CFL? But it's a compact fluorescent light, and they were huge 150 to 125-watt bulbs that were about this big that you could use as grow lights, and you could get LED lights. Now you can grow weed without grow lights. Yes, you can do it. And I don't advise it, but it can work. And somehow, back on topic, Harry's has worked. The panels have done good, and it's provided quite a good little Gorilla Cookies bush, pretty much,
It really impressed me. The fact that it's just the light, it's the fan. I used a spray bottle, like a little hand spray bottle for adding humidity in the beginning, but it doesn't
Mhm.
have a humidifier or anything fancy like that. It
Yeah.
has the two fans, the one that inside and the one that's the HVAC that sucks air out. And that's it.
Yeah, Harry Cola Baby's the one bigger tent, but this little tent, he's caveman in it, guys. He's controlling it, and so just the fact that it's coming out as nicely as it is, and it was once a, basically deficiency-ridden monster crop clone. It's
It
amazing.
wasn't deficiencies. I intentionally, when I first made the clones, I was doing experiments with them. And one I
Hmm.
left 6 leaves on, and one I left 4 leaves on. But I gave them both a nitrogen toxicity intentionally to see if I could push it through the flower process faster by pushing that nitrogen harder. But by doing that, it actually slowed me down quite a bit and caused a bunch of other unforeseen problems that I didn't realize I would have. And it took about a month to get it back. By the time it did come back, the one with 6 leaves just couldn't make it. It couldn't recover. It had just too much stress from the extra leaves.
Yeah.
But the one with the 4 leaves is the one that's in the tent now, and it just once it recovered from the toxicity and got back to normal, it did great.
Yeah, yeah, I must say, it looks really nice now that he got it all fixed around. It did just look like a deficiency-ridden monster crop clone, and I really didn't foresee much coming out of it. And to see that plant and know that it's in a 3x3, it goes to show, guys, you don't have to if you don't have the money. You just got to have the knowledge then. You got to go find these things at hardware stores and implicate a grow. Matter of fact, we should do a video on that of what would work if, your bank account isn't the best,
Or you could also use the
you know.
fluorescent lights too.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So, I mean,
They
so
won't
we'll
grow
do a
under the
video on
rain.
that, guys. We'll give you a setup that'll work if you guys can't afford grow lights and grow tents. But what I've seen, most of you got Vivo Sun, most of you got AC Infinity.
I would recommend getting a grow light if you can start with whatever, but if you really want to grow these plants, I would recommend getting some grow lights because the difference really is night and day.
Yes, you're not going to match. Yeah, and that's why we tell you here at Two Buds in a Jar, basically the right way. You should watch your VPD, you should get a heater, you should get a cooling system, you should get, a humidifier, you should get an AC Infinity light. Because I've had, unlike Harry, multiple different companies of lights and grow
The
lights.
Gixxer,
Yeah, Elixir or
Gixxer.
Gixxer, a bunch of different other ones, Spider Farmer. And the best one I find that works is AC Infinity. I can't recommend their products as a cannabis grower anymore. They are amazing and pretty easy to understand once you run the tent off of your phone and not the actual panels on the tent, because the panels on the tent and the devices hella overcomplicate shit. It is easier to do on your phone because, I just had multiple
You
issues with
you
that.
you have a lot more controls, I feel, from the app on the phone than what you do from the manual box. Because doing it manually, you really need to know the lingo of that device. And if you don't know the lingo of that device, then you're not going to be able to set it up manually easily. You're gonna be there all day.
There's basic settings that it's understandable, and then there's more detailed buffers and complicated things.
Everything has a lot going on with it. You can put cycles, you can put automatic timers. You can set it up to run in so many different ways, and it's set to
Yeah.
run so many different pieces of equipment.
Hell yeah, Neo said he's setting up a panel right now. What company is it, Neos? Let us know down in the comments section below, man, if you will.
That's my favorite part about growing is getting the area set up and then setting the seeds into the soil or the plants that are already popped. Sometimes I'm lazy, kind of. I'll just stick the soil. But with auto flowers, I don't feel it's lazy. It's precaution because I know that if my puck gets a little bit too dry in that soil and that autoflower root bumps and turns around in that puck because the side got too dry, that autoflower is going to say, "Oh, I'm out of space here," and it's going to start flowering because it just received stress and it thinks it's out of space. So you got to watch it when you're planting these autoflowers in these pucks, and that's why I think that root thing, the fast rooter,
Yeah.
that thing was really awesome to use. You do have to modify it a little bit to make it efficient, but once you do a quick little modification that's pretty simple, man, those things are really great because you don't have to worry about that
Yeah.
root getting caught like it would in your traditional pucks.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta say, I use peat pucks to germinate mine, and I like peat pucks and using a germination station, what I call it, but it's also known as a propagation system. Has a seedling mat. We got a whole video on it on the channel if you want to set your own up, like basically. But what it'll do, guys, is it'll create a 99% germination rate every time. I've popped so many seeds almost overnight in this thing the way I got it set up. So that's why I definitely threw it up on the channel because it kind of costs a little bit of money, not too badly. But I also wanted to bring the fact Canna Family Nao said he is setting up an AC Infinity panel right now, and he said AC Infinity all the way. So that's another AC Infinity fan. Shout out to you.
Yeah, stuff
Yeah,
is their equipment's great.
it's nice. It's
The the
absolutely nice.
the moment I felt it at the at Hydro Gardens and Lights, I like just felt it, and I was like,
Yeah.
"This is really good material."
Yeah, to me, it felt like almost a seatbelt material, and it was very heavy. And you know, I've never heard of AC Infinity up until this point. I walked in there with you. Even looking over the tents before I went in there with you, I didn't quite remember, man. And then I looked over him with you, and as soon as I seen that man, he was talking. I picked up the door and felt it. I'm like, this. Like just by feel, I know alone, like, you know, because I've grown in a lot of tents and it hasn't been no Timu tents, you know. But please, guys, just save your money. Don't buy shit from Timu for
Don't
one.
don't shop like the poorest person on
Yeah,
earth.
yeah, dude. And I'm not knocking nobody. I mean, everybody's got their stores, but do not buy grow equipment from Timu. Don't do it because you're going
Unless,
to replace your fans 100 times. You're going to replace
unless
your light 1,000 times.
you want your house to burn down.
Yeah, that's another thing. Who knows if it'll even cause your house to burn down? So you don't want to use Temu equipment. Everything I've seen on YouTube. I mean, if you guys don't believe me, you're like, this motherfucker's stoned. Just go on YouTube and type in Temu. You'll see 100 different creators, if not probably 1,000, have rated Temu products. So, and you once you see how truly bad they are, you'll definitely understand that just how bad, you know, Temu Grow equipment would be.
And
So,
it's really important to make sure your equipment's like I remember the $30 fan that I had. That
yeah.
$30 fan's already broken, but my
Yep.
AC Infinity fans are still running.
See, and we did a video on why not to opt out for cheap grow equipment, and this is predominantly why. So it wasn't just a video, it came to light before you and, you know, life right now. You do not sink your money into cheaper equipment because that is only going to get you
Well, and
replacing it
this equipment,
year after year, or yours didn't even last a damn year. How
no,
many months did it
it
last?
barely made it through 2 grows.
It made it through almost 2 grows,
One and a half
guys.
full grows.
Yeah, and it
Well, in
oop.
my defense of the product just a little bit, I was misusing the fan because I was making the fan blow the hot and humid air out of the tent, and it's not supposed to be used that way. So it's partly on my fault for it breaking. but at the same time, I needed the hot and humid air moved out of the
Yeah.
tent. The
Yeah.
HVAC system works a lot better for that.
And see, there's Canafam even backing up our claims with the AC Infinity. Neo said it's definitely quality equipment. Buy once, cry once, and that is definitely sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
cry once.
yeah, when I set up my, I mean, I about cried and shit my pants when I added up my whole tent. But it's an investment, and if you enjoy growing and you enjoy the plant and enjoy the plant in your life like we do every day, then you won't mind.
The
And there's all sorts of price ranges. You don't have to go get the biggest, nicest bullshit. Man, you can go right in your price range and still get high quality because there are a lot of quality companies. But I mean, just like Naos, Harry Cola, and myself, uh, we agree AC Infinity all the way. It's just a high quality equipment. It is the best. And I'll tell you guys why if you're not familiar with AC Infinity. I don't want to bore you guys, but check it out. They used to design ducts and fans and the stuff you're using in your tent for lab testing. So the labs would have AC Infinity fans and things, and everything has to be precise in a lab. So they went from that to actually growing different, or yeah, growing their business and making different products for indoor grow. And that's why their products are so expensive because they are very high quality and they are made with precision. So if you set your VPD or your temperature or your humidity, it will stay that
if you have all the equipment.
if you have all the equipment. And that's another thing. And I know Naos knows what we're talking about. We have spent, I mean, I'm about 1,285 or more
I mean, I've tapped
on
out.
mine.
I've
Yeah,
tapped out on mine.
I have to. I just bought the seat
Now
recently,
now having
guys.
something like a
But
terraformer from AC Infinity
yeah.
would be pretty amazing and pretty great. It'd be awesome if they could just like send us a couple of those for free and we could just like test them out and show everybody how cool they are. Because I bet they'd be really cool, but I don't know because they're like $700 and I don't have that kind of money laying around, so I ain't get one.
I feel that, guys. Their air conditioner, their AC Infinity air conditioner, guys, is $700, bro.
Well, I
$700.
think it went down to 6.
Yeah, I went to 699 was. I mean, we're not gonna. We love the company, man, but damn, some of your guys' stuff is expensive, and that Terraformer is one of them,
But
or the
it's I
Terraform.
understand why. It's really useful to
Yeah,
your grow space.
it is a dehumidifier as well as an air conditioner.
The air conditioner doubles as a dehumidifier, and I think it also has a couple other things too. It heats, I think, and it cools. So yeah, man,
Yeah.
that thing is awesome. Okay. I don't know if it's a humidifier as well though. I know it's a dehumidifier.
Yeah. I know it's a dehumidifier and an air conditioner. I think it's only those two units from what I've seen on there.
Well, I think it's
Yeah.
3. I thought it was 3 all mixed
I did
together.
too, but no, it's just a dehumidifier. It helps keep cooling. Oh, and it heats up.
It does heat.
Yeah, that's true because yeah, the
Right.
heat pressing out of the air
See
conditioner. So,
that would be really cool to have, especially in something
oh,
like like what I ultimately would like to get my hands on is a 5x5 setup, and I already priced it at about $2,500 to set up my setup there. But and I think something like a terraformer would really be great for that kind of setup because that would help manage that larger space.
absolutely, I think that too. I mean,
Now, my little tent right now, I don't think it's necessary, but I do think I need some kind of like AC in my lung room just to help manage the temp, and I think it'll be fine.
yeah. AC Infinity has a ton of good products, like their Thermoforge. You can set it at a certain temp and it'll keep your your tent that temperature. The CloudForge T7, the bigger one, it's 4.5 liters, I believe. I mean, it's 5 liters, so it can roughly fit them. It's about 3 or 4 gallons of water in it. It's huge, guys, and I only have to fill it up with RO water. I use a jug every probably 2 days solidly, and it's not completely emptied, no, but if I let it go probably about a week, it'll run by itself. If your plants are in germination or veg, it's going to run way quicker than that. But if you're in flowering, of course, it's going to shoot out a lot less humidity. But it is a great humidifier, I gotta say. AC Infinity came out with. The Thermoforge is amazing too. And see, if you have the humidifier, the CloudForge T7 and the Thermoforge, they work in unison together, and you must purchase them together in order to control your VPD if you're interested in that. So, if you're somebody that chases vapor pressure deficit in your grow room, you're definitely going to want these two devices to work in unison with each other, because you cannot go and buy the Thermoforge if you do not have the CloudForge, and you can't go buy the CloudForge for a humidifier if you don't have a Thermoforge or some way to control your heat or some way to control your humidity. So that
which
would be the only way you could really do that.
which chasing the VPD is a good topic, and I think an interesting cultivar to talk about that would be the jelly donuts. Now, the jelly donuts that I'm about to grow now, it's a really weird one. It likes a Mediterranean climate,
Yeah.
so it likes kind of those 72 mild conditions, temperature pretty stable but dry. And from what I read from it, it really can handle these lower vapor pressure deficits, and it can handle higher temperatures. It's drought resistant. It's resistant against gray mold and powdery mildew. So it just seems like it's going to be a pretty good cultivar to grow.
Hell yeah, it sounds like a super donut.
Yeah, man, I
I
can't
mean,
wait. It tastes like its terpenes are pink cotton candy, caramel, and fuel.
Homer Simpson would face plant that motherfucker.
Oh, donut.
Oh, donut. Fuck it. But yeah, I gotta say, I got some of the jelly donuts. Mine are autos, his are autos as well. And yeah, we'll be growing that strand. You'll see it on the channel. We got still coming, guys, as far as grows, he's still flowering out his Gorilla Glue or Gorilla Cookies.
Gorilla
And
cookies.
then
Oh, that tent smells like Fruity Pebbles.
oh yeah, dude, it has good terpene smell. And then you're also still germinating your jelly donuts, and I'm still
Yeah, they didn't pop.
flowering the mimosa cake.
Hopefully by tomorrow. Normally it takes me 4 or 5 days. Normally between 2 to 5 days, I see my seeds pop. Normally, regardless of how I set them up, they normally pop within that frame.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping I wake up tomorrow and I look at it and I'm like, seeds popped.
The latest, if you guys don't know, 7 to 14 days is roughly 14 days is like the longest period you wait for germination. Some cultivars do take longer to germinate than others. Others will pop quicker. It all depends. If you,
Which, from what I read from the jelly donuts, they're slow growers. They might
yeah,
take a little bit longer.
yeah, they most definitely probably will. It'll take a while to develop those colas and really build them silaxes,
Well, they it,
and them
that
trichomes.
was an interesting part too, because they said that this cultivar seems to take longer to get the flower, but within 30 days, all the trichomes will turn milky white. So it gets white really quickly but it only takes about 30 days before it starts really developing those buds.
What were the terpenes again of those jelly donuts you mentioned? They
Pink
sound fire.
pink cotton candy, caramel, and fuel.
Can you imagine that, guys? Can you
Oh,
imagine just a pink cotton candy that has a fuel
the
aftertaste? That would be great.
caramel.
Yeah, that would be good in Vanilla
Well, I
Kush.
remember back in the day, I used to get this caramello that was so fire. Caramello. Oh, it was so good. And those caramel terpenes are really on point, man.
Oh yeah, the bars, the purple bars with the caramel in them. The Carmella bars,
Yeah,
yeah, they still sell
caramello.
them bitches.
Well,
They're
I'm
good.
talking about Bud.
Yeah, that would be fire.
I used back in the day, I used
Oh,
to get Bud called caramello. It was fire.
yeah,
Caramello. Mm.
it would be good.
Yaku knows what I'm talking about. He's probably not watching.
Yeah, this shit sounds good, man. I know fucking or some vanilla kush and chocolate kush would be good together too and create like a cocoa taste. I've been wanting to do that, like a crossbreed between that, man. I thought that would be really nice, honestly. But yeah, guys, we've been over just to let you guys know that are currently watching or just tuning in. HHC Moon Rocks, the Happy Shaman, Trinity Vapes, THCP Vapes, the Flying Monkey Vapes, THCV Vapes, the THCJD Vapes, the Zombie Death Drops, the Flying Horse, and the Packwoods. We went over earlier why we just that we're not a fan of any of these videos, just due to the fact that they weren't real THC, they were lab made. Did not care for them too much, and you're better off saving your money. And there was a special one at the end of the Packwoods as to why, but we done told you guys that. And we got the mimosa cake growing and flowering. Now I plan to do like an indica afterwards. So, and I also want to do a mixed berry grow for you guys. Pick two different berry strands that I find and just grow them both together. And we'll call it the mixed berry grow. So I got that coming out the tent here soon once I get done, but I want to trellis these mixed berries. So it will be a trellis net grow, and I just have to get it. I have not had time. I got a lot of stuff in IRL going on.
in the
So,
real world.
yeah, you're not in YouTube land. So once I get all that stuff done and out of the way, we can, life starts again and I can start doing that. But there will always be videos uploaded for sure. Like I said, we got 6 coming out and they are all different because I don't want to burn you guys consistently out on deficiency topics, but there are a lot to cover
Well,
and
there's a lot of excesses too, or
yeah, and
toxicities.
toxicities as well. And we got all this shit in the
And then
chamber
and
coming.
then there's pests,
Yeah, there's pests we got to cover and signs that you might have these particular pests.
and then there's parasites.
Yep, yep, and we'll get into that. And then there's just so
And then
much.
there's the oddball nutrients like silica. Silica is one of those oddball nutrients that's not really necessary for the plant, but it can be beneficial and it can also be detrimental as well.
Yeah, yep, yep, yep. Metabolically, it does help move the nutrients up the body of the plant to where they need to be. So, I mean, you add that, but you can create a silica deficiency or silica toxicity
Well, I
too.
don't think you can have a deficiency, but I think you can have a toxicity because again, silica's
You
not
can
required.
have a deficiency.
Can?
Yes, you can. Yep, it
Oh, okay.
lacks silica. Yeah, actually, um, because we're going to do a video actually about that, the silica deficiency. So,
Which from what I remember, it's not a part of the macro, it's not a part of the secondary or the micronutrients. So I didn't think it was even needed really for the plant. It just improved it, they found. That's
um,
why they added.
it basically enhances the metabolic, rate of the plant and its, intake, outtake of air and release of
Right, right. But that's why I
CO2
don't
and
think
intake
it's
of
that's
CO2.
why I think you could grow a plant completely without silica. I don't think it's necessary, but I think it does help.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I agree. I've seen plants grown without silica, but I mean, I've grown it with it too, and
It
I've
does
seen,
help a lot.
yeah,
CO2 and silica are your best friends.
especially amorphous silica.
I'll get that one day.
That is a specific silica you want to add during your flowering. But silica, period, if you just have a silica based nutrient or supplement rather to give to your plants, it helps vigorous growth in vegetative stage and it definitely helps as well in flowering stage. So you'll have better growth, better bud structure, things of that nature, canna family. So
Which
silicas are very important to have.
the humic acids also seems to help a lot. I think that's what they use in those like bloom boosters.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
liquid compounds and stuff. Seems to do pretty good.
I gotta say, it definitely is. But I remember setting up my AC Infinity panel and getting all that together and putting my tent up. It took me about 45 minutes to get my tent up and get a light in it, get things plugged in, put it into the corner of my grow room you guys see back there that I show you, and you'll see in other videos to come. It's always evolutionizing, and once it gets big evolutionary steps, I give you guys tours around the grow room so you can see what has changed. And there's a lot of stuff, and it'll consistently, change until
M-
I get it right,
I have
I feel.
a living lung room because I don't have a lot of space in my house. So my grow room is in my living room. So my living room is my lung room. So it's my living lung room.
Yeah. Yeah, and I have a spare bedroom that's big, and I just use it as pretty much grow space. I use it as my whole grow room. It is my lung room, where the tent takes air from the outside and circles it through the inside.
which is much better for your plants, but I don't have the space for all that, so I just do it however it works.
Yeah, Harry Gorilla grows it, and
Right in the living room.
yeah, right in the living room, and I grow it in just a spare bedroom. So,
Right.
it goes to show you as long as you can control your environment, you can grow some
I
pretty fire ass weed,
I call it my
you
living
know?
lung.
Yeah. And we got a bunch of strands coming, guys. We got strands I promise you've never even heard of. You may have glanced over them, but you'll get to see them grow and, pretty much
Sure to give
YouTube.
them a chance to pick, at least on my end for sure. I'll let you guys pick some strands, but eventually
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick a strand and be like, yeah, I gotta grow this time. Like I would really like to get my hands on some papaya strands. I know I like the papayas. I've tried a few of them, and they've always been really good. So I would like to get my hands on some papaya.
Yeah, I'd have to say some papaya cookie autos I would like to get from Royal.
Try some good ones.
Yeah, I'd like to get them from like Royal Queen seeds,
Royal Queen.
Yeah, I like Royal Queen, but guys, I don't need to go cultivar shopping or seed shopping for quite a long time, and neither does Harry.
No, if I had like a 5 by 5 tent, like two of them, give me a few months maybe.
Yeah, guys, we got enough seeds between me and Harry to run tons of tents. Yeah, and genetics.
Yeah, I'm gonna
And we
like
did it, for primarily for you guys content. And I mean, we smoke weed too every day. So,
I have to start going to my neighbor's house. It's like, hey, can I set up a little area over here in your yard?
yeah. Like, can I use your whole yard to grow cannabis now?
Well,
Let's,
your sister's not growing it. I'll just grow six for you. And I'll let you keep one, but I'm keeping the other five.
yeah,
We'll
yeah.
make this work.
But yeah, guys, I mean, we have all sorts of different strands, exotic ones. I have a bunch of different autos mainly, so they can be quick grows for the channel. That way you guys can see them veg for a short period and then see the flowers and the flower production from it. Because I mean, as a weed tuber, we're not gonna lie. I mean, most of your views come from flowered plants. A lot of the bigger views. So. And that's because people are interested in the flowers,
Yeah, they always look pretty though. I just like I like to open my tent during the day when the light's on, and I'll just sit in there and I'll let the fans, terpenes blow in my face and smell them, and I'll just look at the flowers, and I'm like, man, these things look amazing. I cannot wait. It's just like every time my mouth waters, it's like a fruit. You just want to sink your teeth into it,
Yeah, I gotta say, yeah.
but I can't. I gotta
Yeah, and that's the great thing about buds when they flower. You get that nice aroma of fresh terpenes. I like cutting them off the branch and using my trimmer, and then taking the lid off my trimmer and just smelling it where it's been cut, man. Oh,
Oh, I like it in the curing process right at the end with the everything's really evolving and you can just really smell those terpenes.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I gotta say.
That's really good.
I'm gonna take another toke can of family. You wanna join me, Harry Cola?
Are you doing a blinker?
I mean, yeah, why the fuck not?
I got a full pin here still going.
Yeah, I got good battery. So, guys at home, if you're watching, if you have a bong, a joint, a blunt, a dab, an edible, go ahead and smash that shit. Join us. Again, we're going to cheers to you guys because we are at 1,400 subscribers, 1,425 to be exact. It keeps going up by the day, and me and Harry are hella surprised. We thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. So, cheers. Oh, I choked out this time, old Harry. Damn, that's a cloud of THC distillate. Holy shit. You
Tasty.
guys can't see it in the Two Buds in a Jar studio, but it definitely looks like cloudy weather today.
It just got foggy in here. I don't know what happened.
We better grab the ponchos, Harry. We're going to take a couple more tokes for you guys, couple more blinkers. because me and Harry need it. We've been streaming now for about an hour or two. I don't know. We
Yeah,
just haven't
it's
had
been
a
an
hit
hour.
or pin in a long time, I think. Let
We
me
could no,
see.
we could through
Yeah,
already
4
too.
through 5, 4 o'clock. So it's been like an hour and 20 minutes. It don't even seem that long when we're doing this, man. It seems like we just sit down with you guys and, you know,
Well,
so we're going
live
to
streaming's fun though. It is.
yeah, I
It's
gotta
fun
say,
to,
I like interacting with my audience. You guys are awesome, man.
and
And
it's different than a video. You don't have to wait to interact. You're actually being able to interact right here, right
yeah,
now.
and it's cool. And I know some of you guys get bummed out because you miss it because it ain't exactly at 5 or 6 o'clock. But just know why it isn't.
It's
If you
hard.
miss it, yeah, dude, we're shooting a lot of videos because we only have one day out of the week when we get to film.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, so if not, we would go live, and I'm sure our audience would be a lot bigger, you know what I'm saying? But we do get, quite a bit of views on our live streams, which I'm
I mean,
thankful for. I think it's awesome,
I think
and they keep going up.
there could be some way we could go live more, but we'd have to set up a bunch of technical stuff from your computer to my computer to YouTube and figure out how to connect it all together. Which through OBS you should be able to, but that's going to get one level more complicated. And we already have this level complicated, so let's figure that out.
Yeah, yeah. Right now, we're figuring out how to get the stream up and introduce like ourselves without there being a bunch of goofy trying to figure out technical difficulty shit in the
Well,
beginning.
I think I can pull up like a video, like the video playing, but then I would have to change the microphone settings temporarily, which that could get messed up.
Yeah, yeah. I was, yeah, eventually we might get to live stream a little more. We will get out, like, it's still springish, winterish,
It's
and
cold.
yeah, it's cold as hell where we're at. It's like 23 degrees, probably less right now. I'll even tell you guys it is, hold on,
It's like 47.
35 degrees almost.
Damn.
Yeah.
Chilly.
Yeah, so it's pretty cold, guys. We are going to get a couple 60-degree days, but when we get
Fahrenheit.
better weather, yeah, we're going to get out and do some things with the live stream podcasts and all sorts
Which
of
I don't
things.
know how we'll stream live on the go because you need internet.
You do.
Yes, you do. I mean, I get, even with your phone, you would still need a
It
Wi-Fi
has an
connection.
internet. I pay my phone bill.
Well, yeah, but
And
that's not enough.
it,
That's not enough. You need an actual landline, man. And you need like
I get
girthy.
unlimited internet all month.
I don't think that I can handle it though. Maybe it
Yeah.
can for a little bit, but it's not going to handle it for an hour.
Yeah, man, there's people like Josh Block that does that.
Huh.
You guys know who I'm talking about. One of you guys know
I
out
have no
there.
idea.
The Amazing World of T-shirts. The guy that runs around New York screaming, biting himself, and he gets pissed when people yell at him, "Put the fries in the bag."
You know how to put a car together in DayZ?
Yeah,
I do.
no, I don't. No.
That's what I spend a lot of my time doing.
Yeah, I'm not good with cars. Period. I'm more of a
But let's talk about DayZ. It's a
yeah,
video game, man.
yeah,
You gotta
yeah,
find the tires, make sure they're the right make and model. Go find you a battery, a spark plug. Make sure you get a jerry can with some gasoline.
yeah, yeah. Stuff a rag in it, blow your ass up.
But
Yeah.
they might. You see somebody on DayZ, and then I'd say 9 times out of 10, they pick up their guns and start trying to kill me, and I gotta fight.
You want to shout out your gamer tag so people can come and join you on the server?
No, no, I don't really play that much.
Oh, okay.
It would be boring.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't know. DayZ is one of those games that like I'll watch The Walking Dead, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I want to go play DayZ, and then I'll play it for like 3 days, and on the third day, I'm like, I'm done. And it doesn't matter if I'm doing good, if I'm doing bad. It just doesn't matter because the game doesn't have any content and there's all these little things in the game. I think when you play a video game, you get so many hours in it, you start to see all those little things that are like, yeah, really should be able to do this, and this should really be that way. And you just start to see all the defects, and then you get to a point where you're like, yeah, this game's might not even be worth playing anymore.
Man, I'm still stuck. I love playing Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh yeah, the Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, the Ghost of Tsushima. I gotta say, Tsushima, one of those pronunciations, but it's like a Japanese samurai game, and there's just this epic story. And I mean, I'm not too into anime or nothing like that. I just came across this one Japanese game, and it's just beautiful. Like the cherry blossoms and the fight scenes are beautiful. The story's awesome. The combat's awesome. The weapons are
Let's see,
awesome.
what game have I been
You know,
playing lately?
and that's an older game. I'm not going to lie.
I was messing around on Pal World.
Power, walking around on Power World.
I
God
I
damn it.
I almost have enough circuits to build the thing that extracts oil. Like this close to it, man. So close.
That thing
You need
that
250
that
circuits.
thing that extracts oil. Are you talking about America?
Making America.
America is known to
No,
extract a lot of oil from the
it,
land.
it's some kind of oil extractor thing. I don't know. I can't remember.
Oh, yeah.
I don't pay that much. Well, basically, when I play a video game, I wait till the end of the night where it's like I'm already pretty much ready to go to bed, but I'm not going to bed yet. You know, I'm tired when I'm playing these games. I'm not putting as much focus. Now, there have been times on DayZ where I put tons of focus into it. I'm sure that on all the games I've played, there's been times where I did put a lot of focus and research and figuring stuff out. But I've just got to the point with games where I'm like, if I can't figure it out in the game, oh well, I don't care.
So
I'm tired of doing research.
I got a question for you, Harry. If there was a Mountain Dew strand, would you grow it?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, I think there is. There's a Mountain Dew, maybe a Baja Blast one or
Oh
Baja
yeah,
something.
there is a
And it,
Baja Blast, isn't
yeah,
there?
yeah. I mean, I figured since you love Mountain Dew, man.
I guess it would depend then. Is it a hybrid indica or sativa? If it's a hybrid
I
or
don't
an
know. Is
indica,
there? Let's check that out, Canna Family. Let's see if there's a Mountain Dew strand.
yeah,
Yeah,
because I would definitely want to grow that. But I have so many seeds right now that I need to grow out the seeds that I have.
Mountain Dew strain.
Once I get through all the seeds that I have, it'll be fine.
Yeah,
But
let's find out, Harry. It is a 4.2 here on Leafly. Mountain Dew Mouth is what it's called. Mountain Dew for short. It is a hybrid. It is predominantly energizing, so I'm going to guess it is a sativa. But Mountain Dew Mouth, also known as Mountain Dew, is a hybrid weed strain. Reviewers on Leafly say this strain makes them feel giggly, energetic, and creative. If smoked, dabbed, or otherwise enjoyed this strain, Mountain Dew Mouth, before, let us know. Oh, that wasn't very much. Here we go.
all right, you're looking for the right information.
Yeah, it helps 30% of people with anxiety, 20% of people with depression, 20% of people with lack of appetite. Mountain Dew is mixed. It is a hybrid. It doesn't say what it's dominant. Hold on, let me find a better website because Leafly sometimes just eats ass. But Mountain Dew is a 50-50 with 31% THC. It is a 50% indica, a 50% sativa. Mountain Dew is a super rare, evenly balanced hybrid strand, 50-50, created through crossing the classic motor mouth times hobbit fart
Hobbit
strengths.
fart.
So it's mixed with motor mouth and hobbit fart.
I want the Hobbit fart, man.
Yeah, what the fuck is hobbit farts? We got to look that strand up next.
I,
So there is a Mountain Dew strand. It's called Mountain Dew Mouth Canafam, and it's 50% indica, 50% sativa, and it's created through crossing the strand Motor Mouth and the strand Hobbit Farts. And no, I'm not talking about Frodo from Lord of the Rings here. So we're going to look up Hobbit
it
Farts
was
next.
Smeagol.
Yeah, Smeagol. No, he was the meth head.
Well, Smeagol turned into Gollum.
Oh, Gollum.
Yeah, Gollum and Smeagol.
And calm down, YouTube. I'm just making it as a joke reference, so don't, burn her ass on that. But anyway,
Age restricted.
you're right. It's a super delicious flavor of Mountain Dew is the perfect bud to try for any soda lover. Has a sour and spicy lemon lime flavor with hints of peppery dank and earthy woods.
Interesting.
Yep, yep. So it has dank citrusy notes of lemon and lime.
Earthy
But
woods too.
definitely checking out this Hobbit fart. What the fuck? Hobbit
Hobbit
fart
fart.
strand. Yeah, Leafly, here we go, guys. So Hobbit Fort Strand is another hybrid, and it is blue cheese, cheese, and berries.
Scary.
Ew. Yeah, if you guys like cheese strands, Hobbit Fart's right up your alley. I would have never guessed they would have named a strand that
Cheese gets
personally.
into so many things. It
Yeah,
really does.
yeah, I like peanut butter breath, but I don't
Peanut
know.
butter.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day.
I don't like blue cheese, you know. This is a 5.0 rated bud, though, of Hobbit farts. I have to grow some Hobbit farts, guys. What do you guys think about Hobbit fart cannabis? Let me know down in the comments section below of the next shorts or on this live stream right now, and we'll get some Hobbit fart cannabis.
I guess Hobbit farts, man.
Yeah,
Try it out.
yeah, fuck it. Why not? I mean,
I mean, it has a lot of cheese, and I think I'd go
yeah,
in that next one up.
I
The
mean,
what was the one up from that?
eh,
The Mountain Dew.
the Mountain Dew.
I think the Mountain Dew would at least get a space away from that cheese, you know.
Yeah, I gotta say, that is interesting, Canna family. So I guess, well,
But I have that wedding cheesecake, which has cheese in it.
yeah, yeah, he ain't too happy about that. How do you feel about cheese strands, Harry?
In my experience, I haven't enjoyed blue cheese or woody cheese or any of the cheeses I've tried. Um, Maybe I just haven't had a good cheese strand. I don't know, but maybe it's just I don't like blue cheese, and cheese strands haven't been the ones that really hit for me. Now, wedding cake I like. I really like wedding cake.
Yeah, wedding cake strands are really good, I gotta say. Cake strands are good, period.
And cakes and
Um,
cookies.
Yeah, there's a lot of good cookie strands. There's GMO cookies. If you guys never had GMO cookies, it's a really good strand. You're talking about a really heady type of cannabis that's really meant for people with the tolerance. You got also different strands like headband and things of that nature. Like the headbands are really good. Deadhead, hippie crippler. If you've never heard of that, remember hippie crippler?
Yeah, that stuff was some fire.
It's some strong sativa, but it was some gas,
It
dude.
was some fire
And Mac
tasty.
1, Mac 11.
Mac 11
Mac 11 is what it was. It was gold can of family, like almost a
with red
gold.
hairs.
Yeah, with red hairs. It was absolutely beautiful and it was so soft and spongy. It was like just a pillow. Like if you guys have one of those My Pillows at home or some kind of pillow, that's really soft and just really spongy and forms right back into shape. That's how these buds were. Whoever grew it did an amazing job. It looked absolutely beautiful when me and Harry got it.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fire. It was some good buds.
Yep, yep, I gotta say. And we've got some purple punch. That shit was wild. It made you feel all cracked the fuck out because it was sativa.
Some purple
Yeah,
punch.
it was some purple punch. Like the stems on it was light green, like almost a texture like this, but solid. And then the bud was just straight purple, like dark ass purple. And you got purple keef from it, which was cool too. I had made a little hash chunk out of it and fucking made a fucking like little purple hash chunk and smoked it. God, it was like smoking Red Bull in a bowl, man. Sativa really cracks me out. I know a lot of you guys like it, but man, I can smoke it in the morning, can of family, but I can't smoke it all day. It makes me like crack the fuck out. Plus, I already drink an energy drink in the morning or coffee to wake up, so that on top of even more wake the fuck up is just not in my book, man.
Yeah.
I like to stay kind of
Which I
balanced throughout the day.
mind sativa in the morning, but I don't want to smoke on it all day because if I do, it eventually kind of gives me a headache.
Same. I don't know why, but indica don't do that, neither does hybrid. But Sativa gives me a headache, especially amnesia or haze strands, not amnesia haze, but just haze strands. Specific ones. Super Silver Haze did that.
Yeah, Super Silver Haze is a culprit.
I've smoked blueberry haze and it's almost unnoticeable, but it's still hella sativa. And I've smoked purple haze, and purple haze is more indica leaning of a haze. And because of the purple genetics that are indica, I can't remember what it is, kind of cancels out that sativa strong effect. So it really ain't too bad.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's like a 60-40, something of that nature. But
Yeah.
yeah, I gotta say, they're really good strands. We just did a video too, Canna Family, on the type of exotic cannabis you should grow in your tent. I just remember that. So it's in 2025, and then we're going to release another one too, so you guys know. We're not going to tell you the title of it, but it'll be more different genetics and stuff to show you and teach you about that you can get and cultivate your own indoor garden. It'll be absolutely awesome. We got, like I said, Munchie Monday videos coming up now that we got the material for it. We will have more Munchie Mondays. So every grow that ends, we usually sacrifice plant to do Munchie Mondays. And, so there's always that plant material that'll be there for that. We got a lot of shorts coming too this month. We got tons because I'm still growing the mimosa cake. Like I said, he's still growing the gorilla cookies. Plus, he's got the jelly donuts going right now,
And I've
and
studied
they're
a
going to
lot.
pop at any time.
I've
So,
studied a lot trying to figure out.
yeah, and we did why we were late and we weren't exactly on at 5 o'clock or 6:30. One, because the camera took a shit, and
Yeah, that was funny.
we forgot we had an extra battery that was fully charged. Thankfully, we did, or we wouldn't be here before you right now. We'd probably be starting at this particular time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would have to sit around for an
yeah,
hour and a half.
yeah, because this camera takes, I think, anywhere from 2 to 4 hours to charge
It's
completely.
probably 4.
4 hours. Yeah, 4 hours to charge. So, it would have done, we wouldn't been able to do anything, but thankfully we were. And we got a lot of things coming up, just a lot of different videos that fit all types of categories. We got What Mats My Dreads. We got Munchie Monday, where we give you an intricate cannabis recipe and show you how to do it with infused cannabis oil. And we do got to say, this is your infused oil. Just know every time we're doing Munchie Mondays that it is cannabis oil. We just say infused oil because YouTube don't get on our asses about it, you know, and go pulling Harry's beard and my dreadlocks over it because they're angry because there's weed shit on their platform,
Yeah.
you know. So but anyway, we got like I said, the shorts, we got videos of different grows. We're going to do trellis net grows. I'm going to do photo periods eventually once I get all my autos out of the way, but I have tons of those, just know that. So there will be all tons of different genetics. Maybe some might inspire you to buy them and purchase them. So if you guys have any questions of where we get our genetics,
I
we'll let you
think
know.
we'll have to do another poll, but I think I'm gonna go photo period again after these jelly donuts because it's gonna get warmer and it's just gonna be easier to have a plant that can handle the heat until it cools down, and then I'll have this nice big plant. But it'll be between the Fruity Pebbles, the wedding cheesecake, and probably one more. I'll have to think about it. But we'll do another poll and I'll figure out which one will be grown after.
Yeah, let me know and I'll put it in the community section just for you guys watching and you guys that'll see this. There is a bunch of posts in the community section of this channel. There are polls that are still up. And there are multiple things that'll let you know what's going on with the channel. Just like our camera died, I got on there, made a post. So if you guys are ever watching and something happens, just, go on the post. You guys will see that we're coming right back. Maybe the camera died, maybe the battery, something of that nature.
Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties that just know as soon as they happen, Harry's on it. So that's one great thing. He gets on it and fixes the problem, that initially happened immediately. So, Harry's on the mechanical side or in the technical side. and he's working out the issues. But we should have no further issues. You know, last time our computer overheated because we sat it on what was like a thin sheet and it wasn't able to aerate, and the
Fog up fan.
yeah, and the computer almost got overheated and froze. So luckily we didn't lose the computer because this is a rather expensive gaming laptop that we bought, and this is what the videos get edited on right now and everything till we upgrade. So, you know,
Until it shits out on us.
yeah, until it shits out on us. But yeah, you don't want that happening because then we're going to have to do it off of a fucking Chromebook,
We'll have to do it off of we'll have to shoot the
a phone,
videos.
and a Chromebook.
You'll have to figure out how to shoot the videos with the B-roll in one shot.
You could go live like we're doing now with a Chromebook.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can do it with your phone too, but I think
Oh,
this setup makes it a little bit easier to be able to actually see the comments and be able to conversate and
yeah, yeah,
keep
yeah.
your frame steady and it's not moving all around the room being crazy.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I mean, it keeps a nice picture on it. So, I mean, it's a good camera.
Yeah, the
It does its thing.
Sony's are good.
Yeah.
Canons are good too. They're both really good cameras to have and use. I hear a lot of good things about GoPros, but uh, I don't know. It's not like we're running around or doing
Yeah.
some
Yeah,
hardcore,
yeah.
hardcore kind of stuff.
Bong Olympics or some
Long
shit.
Olympics.
That'd be funny though. We'll do it like a smoking challenge. We'll call it the Weed Olympics. What do you guys think about that? Let us know down in the comments section below.
I feel like that's been done. We gotta change that name.
Well, okay, if it's been done, I'll look it up on YouTube, and if they have, then we're going to completely change it because I want to
Yeah,
do that.
yeah, change the
I
name.
don't know because, like I said, I don't consume a lot of cannabis content, Canna family, because I already know about. I mean, everything that I'm telling you guys, and I've done it. I've grown, so I get burned out. So I try not to take in any cannabis content. That way, I can bring fresh, new ideas rather to the channel. So yeah, I try not to burn myself out on cannabis content, man. I try not to do that too much. I do take in some of it. I'm not going to act like I don't watch it at all, but there's only few and far between, and it's a lot of people, probably some but people's never heard of, and some people has. So, do you watch cannabis content on the daily, or are you too busy making it really? Because that's kind of me, too busy
Um,
making it in real life to.
there are a few channels that I like to. They pop up on my feed. Let's see, I do like watching the Dudes Grow Show. They have a lot of good information on there. It is a little bit more boring, but it's a lot of good information. Um, um, let me think. Every now and then I'll catch some of Matt from the Strand Show's
Yeah.
videos, Liger's videos whenever he comes on to watch it. There's one, I can't remember. Legal News Network. I've been checking his videos out. He's been dropping some interesting facts about what's going on around the nation about cannabis. That's cool.
We did a thing like that, Canna family. It's called Canna News,
It
but
failed. We
yeah,
canned the Canada
yeah,
News.
that is the lowest viewed videos
Well,
on our thing. Harry, do you want to
we're not
explain that?
journalists, man, and doing news content. Well, here's the real problem: is like to pull that off is a ton of research. You got to
Problem is, no one gave a fuck, damn fam.
research. And it's a ton of work to be able to produce that kind of journalistic content. And pretty filling videos. And then you try to pile that on too. And then like I gotta give all those notes to Dustin and he's got to reread, take all these facts. So it just
Yeah.
kind of turned into like something
And
that just
and
wasn't gonna work.
honestly, like I wanted to pull the plug on it too because one, not was it was overbearing. Two, everybody watching you guys are in different states, so it'll apply to some people someday, not the other. Three, it was boring. It was like
Boring.
bringing the news. Yeah. So that was something we did for the channel that we thought, hey, maybe it might stick,
Nope.
but it was boring. I even didn't like doing it, and the topics were boring. The discussion was rather boring and political, And it just,
Well, I like that stuff like Mars Tokes Back. I think that stuff's really fun, but that stuff's level of doing it's way up here. There's a lot of green screen, there's props, there's a lot of thought. You got to write a really detailed
yeah.
script with every little part and piece that's happening through beginning to end, and it's a lot. And then like the last time we did that, didn't I make like three scripts?
Yeah, yeah, it was a huge old process and it was going to be a lot bigger, but reality made it a lot smaller. So, I mean, it was a good video, Canna family.
It's fun
It's,
doing that kind of
yeah,
stuff. That's the stuff that
we
I think
enjoy
is
doing
fun.
cannabis movies, I gotta say, short, and we like keeping them funny. So if you guys want to go check out Mars Tokes Back,
Or there's also what was that chicken pizza tacos, a little short
yeah,
I did.
the
That was
short,
yeah, so
yeah,
great.
there was that. There was he acted like he was the Lorax because he's got the big poofy beard like the
I
Lorax,
like
asking YouTube what the hell was the beef with the trees. Yep, yep.
yeah,
And then
YouTube loved that video. Love the
yeah.
Lorax video. Let it grow.
Yeah, you want to hear something funny? When I upload shorts, man, they don't age restrict me. And if they do, it's appealed immediately. But when he does and he don't say anything and talk about it, he just puts music on it, you know? Yeah, yeah, they hit him with an age restriction. So it's like,
Every
I don't
time.
know. Yeah, yeah. But it's YouTube. You're going to have that, because they just like our content now. And the funny thing is, guys, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Not a lot of probably YouTubers even mentioned or ever told you, and you're probably only going to hear it on this channel right now. But me and Harry are very intellectual individuals. We might seem like goofy stoners, but we are very intelligent in many aspects. Now, I'm not being egotistical, hear me out. We racked our brains, is why I'm saying this, for 2 years, Canna Family, as to why our videos are constantly getting age restricted. I mean, Canna Family, if I hit my vape, age restriction. If this was in the video because of what it is shaped like, a pot leaf, age restriction. If I said fuck, age restriction. If,
This video
it
probably
was,
age
yeah,
restricted.
this video probably gonna get age restricted. So, with that being said, they age restricted everything we did, and we barely got any videos. Some videos would get a couple hundred views if we were lucky, but we kept at it like that solidly for a year. And we noticed once we hit things, because I knew how to put out videos without them getting age restricted. And I ain't going to say that because I'm on YouTube and tell everybody how to do it, because then YouTube will get all pissed off because they do monitor and watch these videos and do everything with their app. So just know that if you become a YouTuber, everything you say and do is now on a camera and now on the internet. So, but we got higher views and we got more subscribers. Once they seen you guys liked our content, they backed off. They would appeal a lot of things. So you'd go and appeal it as a content creator and they wouldn't reject it. They'd be like, "Oh, sorry, we see it doesn't violate our terms of service." So there's the little secret. The more numbers you have on this channel, on this platform, the more you can get away with. Now, there's things and take me lightly there, because there's things you can't do. And I mean, there's things you shouldn't do and say on YouTube or just ever, but there are certain what they're called TOS, terms of service. So, if you were to say certain words or think certain ideologies or push those, and we're not going to get into that because that's a
Yeah, it's just
very,
bad stuff,
yeah,
man.
it's just
Nothing
bad
good.
stuff. If you try to push a lot of negative, hateful, angry stuff, let's just call it, out, then yes, your channel will get canceled. They don't want to endorse
They will
violence,
shut that.
and I agree, or hate, or all that stuff. We're not getting too much into it because YouTube can misinterpret it and just ban our stuff. I mean, honestly, that's how it works around here. So, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So, we don't have any content like that. It's not what our content's about whatsoever. But they started, now that we have more views and subscribers, basically, oh, there's my phone farting again. But basically, as our numbers go up, the more we are allowed to get away with. And once we're get allowed to get away with our normal content, now we get views, now we get subscribers. So long story short, is the higher your numbers are, the more you can get away with here on YouTube. So if you ever wonder why for one content creator and why not for another, or why people aren't watching your content, it's not because people hate your shit. It's just simply because YouTube isn't showing it and you're not getting no views because they're putting you down here because you're doing things they may not agree with. And if you, as long as you're doing things like, let's say if you're doing gun content, you're using, they don't like extended magazines and that. Well, you should be allowed to make content if you don't want to constantly reload through the content, but you want to show rate of fire or whatever the case may be with a firearm. I'm just using gun content for an example. You should be allowed to do that. If you want to, hit vape pens and we live in a legal state, then we should be able allowed to do that. It shouldn't rely off numbers alone, but unfortunately, YouTube does. So just know if you create a YouTube channel and it's not something above their guidelines, they will consistently age restrict you and shadow ban your content until somehow you get something out there and learn a way around the algorithm like we did to get our content out into the mainstream and get those types of views. And we seen once, one of our shorts went from, we used to get 10, 20 views on a short, now we get 600. So there, and then some of them we have 3.1 thousand, so there's 3,100 views on it. So, you do see that as your numbers go up on YouTube, you are favored by the algorithm and the system. Damn,
Right, right.
phones farting up a storm over here.
It definitely changes as you gain more support from the community, but when you don't have the support from the community, you don't have the support from YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. And to really, again, thank you guys, all you guys watching, all you guys that like, subscribe, and you take time throughout your day to watch our videos. We greatly appreciate it. And, we're very thankful, honestly, because we never thought half of our videos would get the views they did. I never thought we'd get 1,400 subscribers. The highest I thought when we started, and that's even after doing it for 2 years, until the numbers started skyrocketing because YouTube let our content out, it was like 800. I thought we'd at least get 800 subscribers. And I was like, okay, that's more realistic. But then I see it like 1,000 and it just keeps going up every day. I'm flabbergasted. So thank you guys. It's crazy. We appreciate the support definitely. And we wouldn't exist out here in YouTube. We'd continue making videos, but we wouldn't exist on this platform without you guys, because I just told you, your guys' likes and hitting the notification bell and interactions shows YouTube that you do like content like this. You do enjoy cannabis content and cannabis creators, and you do support that. And they do put our videos into the algorithm, ultimately getting us out to more people. And we want to reach as many people as humanly possible on this
Well,
platform.
I kind of see, I think that's kind of the way that YouTube works, is it like, you don't want to go from one to 1,000. So you start at the one and it only exposes you to a small group, right?
Yeah, in the beginning.
And then as you slowly grow larger, you can get exposed to more. But like you said, if you're making content that's constantly getting age restricted, and you're making things that YouTube, that's not advertised in, it's not advertisement worthy content, it's probably not going to get pushed out in the algorithm. But if you make things that are advertisement, that are educational, that are, you know, good, then but then you have to appeal to YouTube's taste, but then you also kind of have to appeal to your tastes and what the audience wants a little bit
Yeah.
too. So it's like a little bit of a mix of everything. You kind of gotta work around.
It is tug of war being a creator, absolutely, like Harry just said. Um, you see videos that you do with certain topics on your channel and people like it. Then you see certain ones that people just didn't really care about. And YouTube even pushed the video. So there is that. You do your own content and you will find, like Neo said earlier, you will find, your people, which is the Canna family that watches, subscribes, likes. That's everybody that's cannabis users or people that, like it or like to learn about it, maybe not use it, but it's everybody as a whole. and that definitely speaks volumes. The more people, the more mouths, and the more likes, the more views is going to push that ideology that hey, cannabis isn't bad. It's a fucking K to smoke weed, man. And it's not, worth demonizing or, shitting on somebody's creation because we've came up with a lot of good ideas that we just can't do because of YouTube. I mean, how many have we? And they had us laughing. They were good. I mean, total. And I ain't shitting you guys. Like genuinely honest, good content and ideas that took a lot, would have a lot of different things in it that we could afford and pay for at the time. But YouTube's just like, no, bro. Like, I went out and purchased a $500 student glass because I thought it would make a bomb video, and YouTube shut it down. Like, I'd appealed it, and they were like, no, bro. So it was like a $500 investment in a video to talk about this, and it was a new product. It was like the student glass. And, YouTube just shut it down, and it did that to us so many times.
The
Like,
student
honestly.
glass that we smoked with a lighter.
Yeah, yeah, we smoked it the wrong way because I didn't know how to use it. I was just stoked about it.
There's video
Yeah, now I
evidence of
know.
that. There's video
Yeah,
evidence on that eighth challenge and on
yeah.
the torch, the wheel of torching down
Yeah, guys, I smoked an eighth, a 4 gram eighth in under 3 minutes, three something minutes, 2 or 3
with a
minutes
lighter out of
with a
the student
lighter out of the
glass.
student glass. It's on video. Go check it out if you want to. But, it's just videos like that getting back to topic. You invest, and we invested thousands. Like my tent is $1,280, and it's just investing all that money into products, and YouTube just shuts your creativity down. So thank you guys for watching. I mean, genuinely, just due to the fact that YouTube always shuts creativity down, you do pay for these videos, and but now our stuff's getting out there, and I'm grateful. And I do share it on different platforms, and we do gain subscribers. Like we've gained a lot of subscribers and support through Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. So if you guys want to like and follow us on any of those, you just see, you see behind the scenes things really, because some things will get uploaded there early sometimes on the Facebook, the Twitter, and the Instagram. And everything is the same. So, all around the board that gets uploaded there. So you'll see new things that we may be doing, products that we may have got, things that we might be reviewing, all sorts of things of that nature. So it's a good way to get behind the scenes of two buds in a jar, I would say. So if you want to go follow us on Twitter and Instagram as well, you'll see this the same two buds in a jar logo. Well, I'm always on there and I check my accounts daily. So like I said, this is a job for us. So and Harry's always editing. He's editing his face off.
Always editing, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Always
Harry's always
editing.
editing. So, all your editing that you see in the videos that you've watched from us all come from him. I've done some camera work, but very minor. And he's the main cameraman. He takes care of all the footage and he does it. And we share ideas of how we want it shot. And so most of the time he knows how he wants to shoot it, and it turns out great. Um,
Most of the time, every now and
yeah,
then I mess up something, or maybe break.
yeah,
We're trying to
yeah.
save power, so we just don't set it up.
Like today, we used our big studio, or he used the big studio lights to put the camera on, and it actually positioned it just perfectly. So, just
Yeah,
shout out to Harry,
heck
man.
yeah.
Yeah, getting that done. But we got a lot of different content, like I said, and that's one thing, a secret, just being a YouTuber, I'll let you guys know out there was all that. So the higher your numbers, the more YouTube's want to like you. It's not everybody else. So if you have a content and maybe you might smoke weed, watch us, but you do other things, whether it's work on cars, shoot guns, play football. Hold on, phone was going off. And anyway, um, what was I saying? And YouTube keeps shutting it down. Just keep really pushing that. Give me 1 minute, Harry.
Well, sometimes you might have to tweak your presentation a little bit. You don't have to do it for every video. You can still make those videos that you want to make, but you got to think about, well, let me make a couple at least on YouTube's terms so I can get a few out there. and then I'll make one the way I wanna make it and do it the way I wanna do it. But then I'll make a couple more for YouTube, so it's like, "Alright, here's a couple more for you, and then here's one that's really," and then those ones that get age restricted are for the Canna family, but they're also for us just to kinda like, this is how, we would like to be able to talk or show or present or whatever it is, so I think that's just the way to do it. It's just, obviously we make content that we enjoy making, but you still have to kind of, if you want to get that exposure out there into the YouTube land, you definitely need to make some videos that aren't going to get age restricted. But with normal niches, it's not as difficult. As long as you don't talk like a sailor, you'll be fine. With this kind of niche, it's a lot more difficult because it's really demonized, it's frowned upon. Hopefully within, not too much longer, things will change and loosen up more, but yeah, it's been demonized for too long. I don't understand why they think that this plant is somehow worse than alcohol. Like everything they say in Reefer Madness about this plant can be directly applied to alcohol. Every single thing. But yet this one's worse? I don't think so. I really don't think so.
What's that, Harry?
Well, I was talking about Reefer Madness, and how
Oh,
everything they say in Reefer Madness can be directly applied to alcohol. But this plant's demonized and
yeah,
alcohol's not. So, what's going on there?
that is a vigorous topic. Um, you know, I can't begin to tell you. Let me fix my mic here. But I can't begin to tell you how many lives that tobacco and alcohol has destroyed. But it's crazy that they demonize a plant that has a zero fatality rate, and there is no lethality to it. And due to the fact that it's just an oil that's on top of a flower, the flower itself, Canna family, don't even get you high. It's just the oils off of it. And there is a cannabinoids and THCA and THC and all those good things in those trichomes. So basically, they're just demonizing an oil that's, stress reactant on the plant. So when the plant gets stressed out in different ways you can do it, and it's productive, it creates more trichomes, but in other ways, you're stressing your plant out and it isn't so good for it. And that happens to be those particular ways.
Well, and what the crazy thing is too is doesn't the body naturally produce some kind of cannabinoids too?
Well, yeah, the body naturally produces its own cannabinoids and has its own cannabinoid system. And the reason why weed even gets us high is just because of the molecular structure of cannabis is similar to the ones that our body produces, and it can be replaced. And from that, you have psychoactive effects that affect your body. And it's just a flower that produces the oil, and the oil is what gets you high. If there was no trichomes on your weed, you would have very little THC percentage. There would be very little terpenes. It would just be horrible. I don't know. There's no way to have cannabis, or you've tried any cannabis without any trichomes, but it's just gross. To put shortly. So you definitely want that trichome production, but no cannabis has ever killed anybody. And, tobacco and alcohol is just absolutely horrible. There's a high rate of deaths per year, and there's, zero. So cannabis still has that. It's just something they demonetized or
Yeah,
demonized.
demonized.
Yeah, not demonetized. I was
Well, they
thinking,
demonetized it too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean,
Demonized
I'm
it,
sitting here thinking
demonetized
about
it.
YouTube still, and that conversation. But yeah, and they did that years ago, Canna Family, and it's just
Nixon.
ridiculous that, yeah, it was just a big scare, and a lot of people that are old school believed in that, and that just became a moral belief, and the government pushed that until, people was like, what is wrong with weed? We want it legal. So
Well,
eventually, over time, it
I
became medically and
well,
then,
in the
recreationally.
70s, the children of the 70s, I believe is the way it worked. They figured out that it was all a lie, that weed wasn't nearly as bad as what they were told. And that's what started the counter revolution of the people who just didn't trust the government anymore because they were lied to.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, well,
yeah.
once you break that trust, it's really hard to build it back again, and I haven't seen them build it back at all.
Yeah. I think people should be allowed to grow cannabis, whether it's outside, indoors, and you should be able to smoke it outdoors, but in designated areas, much like cigarette smokers. That way you have an area to smoke your cannabis and
Or
enjoy
if
it.
you had like if we had like cafes, like you have bars, if we had like places you could go, like I've talked about before, like a restaurant but for cannabis.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I'd go in and you could do it'd be cool to have like non infused foods there, but have a lot of different infused foods that could be made on the spot because you just have the raw ingredients and you put it together the right way, right? That's
yeah,
it.
yeah,
You just have to
yeah.
have the recipe.
Yeah, I gotta say, yeah. So, I mean, it's just, a huge thing that should never have been blown up before. Just a plant, you guys know what I'm talking about. We don't need to, banter on about it. I'm sure all you guys have had this conversation of why cannabis should not be legal, you know, or illegal, I'm sorry. It should be legal.
Right.
So, yeah. It's ridiculous. But I mean, honestly, we have been streaming for about 2 hours, Can of Family.
It's already been that long.
Yep. And we've covered the whole docket, guys. The whole docket. And today's docket was just videos we regret doing, and we hung out with you guys, kicked it in the chat. And we appreciate you guys again. We're at 1,400 subscribers. And that is pretty awesome, I gotta say. I never thought, like I
It's
said
wild.
again, we would have that many.
It's
So
wild.
to see the number go up each and every day, it's awesome. As a content creator, that's what you want. You want to see the views go up. And we're just waiting for that time where we get 3,000 to 4,000 watch hours, and then we can go ahead and, set everything up and hopefully create more different content. Because me and Harry are never out of content.
Right.
Between me, if I don't come up with videos, he comes up with something. Usually I'm on it 'cause he's doing so much already. So I stay on the videos and write the scripts and